Peace to the family. Peace to the family. Like we do at this time, give me them quick little thumbs up. Let me know that everything is copacetic on the sound. I ain't sounding too crazy. Everything is good. How is everybody doing this evening? I'm the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Today we are discussing the full moon, which takes place in Sidereal Leo. We're doing some Vedic astrology, some Sidereal astrology, then tying it in with some mythology, some old school stuff. You know how we do on this channel. Um, Faulty that our camera ain't working. Crazy. I had some new gear, but I guess it ain't meant to be seen. Hopefully it'll pop on at some point during the time during live. So, anyways, man, peace to the family, man. Let me just give people an update of what we do here. This is the Hood Mystic channel where we deal specifically with the spiritual. I'm a spiritual person, I'm a divinator, I'm a reader. And what I tend to do is use astrology as my form of divination, something I study, something that I'm well versed with, I just know a lot about. And what I tend to do with astrology is kind of deal with positive predictions or giving the energy a positive spin. I feel that when we are dealing with particular esoteric things, um, we kind of forget or we kind of fall off track and we get caught up in the world. Hopefully, this channel, you can always come to when you want some spiritual insight, some spiritual speak, and to deal with current events from time to time, decoding movies from time to time, and just run the whole gamut of all esoterics combined with a material life because I'm a father, I'm a husband, and just trying to live this life that we call existence and things of that nature. You come to the realization that you're not going to make everyone happy. So, as we deal with this full moon, we're dealing with a particular crossroads, a crossroads related to, are we following our heart or are we following what everybody else wants us to do? Now, we could be really, really grown, super adults with our lives, but still have a particular influence, whether it's from our parents, our relationship, even our children, our job want us to do stuff that's not really resonating with this particular energy. What I would like to say is that we're going through a great transformation, and the reason how I know we're going through a great transformation is because if you ever watch the news, you would see a whole bunch of information that'll put you in a particular realm of fear. So the idea with this reading, the idea with this conversation is to hopefully pull you out of fear, pull you more into power, and then understand the full moon for which it stands. A full moon deals with completion, it deals with the end of a cycle, it deals with the turning point. So, in dealing with this, it can seem like you're out of control, you don't have any power in the situation. So, with the hopes of this conversation, I'm hoping to give you power and esteem to not live in the realm of fate, but live in the realm of destiny, and not live in the realm of subjugation and obligation, but live in the realm of desires, live in the realm of clarity. So, in the hopes of that, we'll be discussing the nakshatra of this particular transit. Now, nakshatras are the lunar mansions in regular astrology, you would call them fixed stars, but in Vedic astrology, you call them the chakras. And the chakras hold a particular resonance because these stars don't move. These stars stay where they're at. They don't shift, they don't pivot. So throughout time, ancients and astrologers and agricultural people can use these stars and to indicate what type of harvest would come from planting these particular seeds, or what could be possibly expected in regards to like weather or circumstances or people's personalities, and then deciding, whether it is time to move on or time to fix this. So the idea of the Purva Falguni Nakshatra is to combine business with pleasure. Now, business with pleasure is another word to get really intimate into what you're doing. Therefore, when it comes to anything existential, it doesn't matter. What tends to happen when you're paying attention to everybody else's business, trying to swim in everybody else's flow, dealing with the full moon, especially a full moon like this, you'll be feeling like large perturbances or disturbances. However, the astrology that I speak to is astrology of providing a solution to what a full moon might present. You know, when we reference full moons, a lot of people do their full moon rituals. Oh, it's a super full moon, this and that. But when you reference full moons historically, if you reference full moons from a scholarly point of view, then you will see this is a point in time where people go really, really crazy. So if you're not in check, if you're not in tune with your personal electromagnetic sphere, because the sun is in Aquarius that's dealing with our electromagnetic sphere, which I'll get into a little later, then you won't understand the power of living a deep level, living your life to its fullest extent, following your dreams, following your heart, so forth and so on. So overall, when you mix business with pleasure, that's the idea of doing something worthwhile and then also doing something that you love, something with passion. So shout out to Senyata, shout out to Dreamwise, shout out to Green Heart Goddess. Senyata asked me a question in Instagram and I tried to answer, but I don't think I did. He asked me about why do I do Vedic and Sidereal over Western, and I told him that Vedic Sidereal was more accurate. And then he asked me how, and I kind of dropped the ball. Well, picking back that ball back up, I like to reference Vedic and Sidereal because when I reference an astronomy application, the same thing that I'm talking about in my astrology, when I'm breaking down the metaphysics or the esoteric components, it serves me well that in the astronomy, these planets are aligned in the same fashion. Western astrology does not do that, however. They push the planets up 30 degrees above or beyond. So people will reference a full moon in Virgo when the moon would actually be in Leo. So that's in a nutshell why I discuss or think Vedic and sidereal astrology is more accurate. But back to the discussion of the Purva Falguni Nakshatra. The deity that rules over this nakshatra is Bhaga. Bhaga is a Sanskrit word that means wealth and power and fortune. So these are very interesting words. When I reference these words, I want you to think about control. I want you to think about responsibility, because in a normal sense, in a normal tense, wealth, power, and fortune seems to be something that's happenstance, that you think something is going to happen to you. But in the concept of a full moon in place of this nakshatra, that means that our principle towards power and wealth and fortune is activated. However, there are some caveats. However, there are some things that we must understand about our energy. However, there are there's a deeper part to receiving wealth. There's something about not focusing in on what other people want you to do, right? And not focusing in what on what people want you to do has negative consequences. However, doing things that everybody wants you to do, or doing things that everybody wants. I'm trying to explain this. So people want you to do things and you do that. That has negative consequences too, meaning that you can't make everybody happy. So when we speak of wealth, when we speak of power, when we speak of fortune, we say that it's for everybody. But if it is for everybody, everybody must understand that you have to forge your own path, meaning that you have to do your own thing. You have to come up with your own script. And that's the sun in Aquarius, but we'll talk about that later. Another symbol for this actual uh, nakshatra is figs. And figs help me understand this energy when we connect it to the tarot card, the lust card. And figs first come up in the Bible in chapter 3 of Genesis after Eve and Adam, or Adam and Eve, bite the forbidden fruit. The things that they use to cover themselves up are figs. But figs, in the metaphysical sense, represent the seed of a man. And the seed is our essence, our potential. It's our ability to tap into what we truly are, our divine mind. And so, our divine mind is the mind that allows us to grow from a sperm level to an adult level. Nobody consciously is growing themselves. That is something that is very divine, very spiritual, but is beyond our conscious mind. But in the context of a full moon, we have access to that. So when referencing this whole conversation, the conversation is for particular game or particular advice or a particular solution. So when I reference Bihaga and I say Bihaga represents wealth and abundance, and he can give you wealth and abundance, and then you'll turn around a couple of days later, good mystic, I'm having money problems. See, I'm a spiritual person and I do spiritual resources. I do spiritual research. So from time to time, I'll provide different research that is resonating for that particular space and time. And it's like sliding doors or something like that. You're not gonna be able to access this energy 5 days from now, or maybe you can. However, the energy is heightened. So you can easily go online on YouTube and type Bahaga music, Bahaga meditation, Bahaga wealth, and research more information if that's something that you want. Like if you want to change your fortune from bad to good, and you having, a bad time in life, or you having a good time in life and you don't know what to do with it. You got abundance, you got wealth, and you don't know what to do with it. This is a perfect time to tap into this energy, to tap into this frequency versus, coronavirus or Snoop Dogg versus Gail King. So here, when we reference a fig and we're referencing the inner seed of man, we're referencing our inner substance or our inner life. So we could build this energy up and then think about all of the things that we could do to improve our carnal desires. And when we do that, i.e., like sexual energy that we just use to thought around, versus taking that sexual energy and raising it up through our spine and raising the kundalini, then we deal with inharmonious results. So the figs represent prosperity because there is no prosperity other than our divine mind. And when we connect to our divine mind, we're able to manifest at a high clip. What is the problem? Oh, Hood Mystic, I've been through this. Oh, Hood Mystic, I've been through that. Hood Mystic, I don't fit in here. Hood Mystic, I came from another planet. Hood Mystic, my partner is fucked up. Hood Mystic, my family is fucked up. Hood Mystic, my kids is fucked up. Hood Mystic, my job is fucked up. Understand, all of these things that you are saying are the things that you are creating. So when we tap into what is wealth and how do we tap into wealth, Bahaga is a blind god. So he doesn't care, he doesn't see what you've done or how you've done. He just understands that you're calling on him and you're requesting. More than requesting, you're demanding, or you're embodying your wealth, you're embodying your power, you're embodying your ability to determine your destiny versus just, waking up and hoping that everything goes right, hoping that your family change, hoping that your kids stop acting up in school, and, praying to God. but you so-called woke and things of that nature. So speaking of praying to God, let's just reference Genesis chapter 3. Now, beyond all of the religion and all of the church stuff, let's just look at it from an esoteric metaphysic point of view. In Genesis chapter 3, which is titled The Fall, this is where Adam and Eve, they're talking to the serpent. And the serpent is telling them some shit. You can eat the fruit. You ain't going to die, Um, and God knows that when you eat the fruit from it, your eyes will be open and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. So the reality of tapping into this consciousness and then having to view on your family or view on your partner or view on your workplace who is not doing this conscious work, right? Because this is all Leo is thinking about and talking about, is raising the energy, is raising the serpent. Leo rules the serpent. So all you all you thinking about is raising your energy, and it's so good to be meditating, doing the work, dream journaling. Hood Mystic, I've been doing this, I've been doing that, I've been going out into nature like you said, I've been going to the mountains. Hood Mystic, I've been doing everything spiritual that I can do, and I feel great about it. Okay, that's one level. The next level is everybody around you not doing that, and then how you respond. Rob Blackstorm, he said on a comment yesterday or today that everything is not, you have no control over what happens to you. You can only control how you respond to it. And he's gonna be on Dreamwise's Sunday service tomorrow. Not even tomorrow, a day after tomorrow, which is Sunday. So be sure to tune in. Make sure you go to Dreamwise's page, subscribe, hit the notifications bell so whenever we go Sunday service, Wise Wednesdays, and a plethora of other content that's dope as shit. All tools and consciousness that'll help you get into this rise. Him and his queen got this dope class they got starting off in May, April. So be sure to check out Dreamwise's page, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and all that. That's the 823 guy right there. So I just flipped off into some other shit. But um back to Adam and Eve, they eat the fruit and so they become God. So basically, when we become God, when we raise this energy and we decide that we're moving with this raising of energy, what the hell do we do with it? And then the people that's not raising the energy, how do we handle them? Do we acquiesce? Do we, take off our cape because we don't want to be seen by the common civilians and things of that nature? Or do we just say, fuck it, I'm Superman. Fuck it, I'm Wonder Woman. This is my true identity. If you read the comics, it gets to a certain point. Bruce Wayne is Batman, y'all. We knew it the whole time. Clark Kent is Superman, y'all. We knew it the whole time. So when you hide in your spirituality, when you reprocessing and coming at things from a different angle, trying to make sure that you ain't upsetting people, only person you doing is hurting yourself. If you making claim to things, even in jest, even in secrecy, the universe knows no difference. The universe sees the things that you say, sees the way that you act, see the expression that you hold, see the way that you embody life, and says, okay, this is who this person is. You could do all the meditations, all the dream journaling, all the shit that you want. If you Becky at Burger King, you Becky at Burger King. Ain't nothing, spiritual about that. So, in order to express the full moon in Leo, new moon, sun in Aquarius, you have to understand that if I'm going to flip the script on my life, I'm going to live out this movie, then the character that I am, if I'm gonna play John Claude Van Damme, then I'm gonna be having to doing some kicking ass in this shit. It's the life that we chose, the script that we chose, and the role that we choose to play. We're gonna have to embody it. We're gonna have to express it because that's the idea that they're working with in Genesis chapter 3. So I eat the fruit, and now I become like God. I know God. I know good and evil. I know that I'm naked now. I know that I'm walking around this goddamn garden in bliss naked. That means that's before consciousness. You just going to church, praying to God. God gives you all. God is your sustenance. God is your savior. You worship him. Hallelujah, Mama J. And then once you eat the forbidden fruit, your eyes are now open. And once your eyes are open, then you have a particular responsibility to separate from people who just choose to stay in the Garden of Eden. So, uh, and another thing, you may be in a favorable position going into this full moon cycle. You may not be the one that needs help. You might have your money together. You might be on an island somewhere living it up. But then again, you'll be in a place during this full moon because if you reference full moons historically, if you reference full moons, in the case of a scholarly, this time represents lunacy, a lunatic, where people go crazy, meaning that your subconscious, the shit that you always try to hide, all your manifestations and meditations and rituals that you don't really want. Because you only want to do it in ritual. When it comes to, okay, you want to be wealthy, act wealthy. You want to be in love, act in love. Do the ritual. Take yourself out to eat. Put roses in the bed. Do a rose petal bath. Hood Mystic, I don't got time for that. I'm too busy. But I really want to be in love. Did you do the love rituals? Did you go on D-Ray's page and look up some of the love rituals and shit like that she be saying on her page? Did you listen to Mama Mystic's womb meditation? You understand what I'm saying? Did you actually do the physical stepping work to manifest your Pombagita, my dude? Oh, Hood Mystic, I'm trying to manifest this woman. I'm trying to manifest this bag. All right, then start the business. Oh man, see what had happened was my money is funny. All right, then start the business. See, you know my leg been hurting. What do your leg hurting got to do with starting a business? You know, when my leg hurt, I can't concentrate on paperwork and shit, Hood Mystic. And, you know, so basically, when we talk about Aquarius, we're referencing our electromagnetic sphere. And our electromagnetic sphere follows our actions. So that's why if you ever knew kids who played basketball when they was like 12, they was short and stubby, but they was always at the one summer, they was just always at the court. And then the next summer, they come back to school. Them niggas is 8 inches tall, all skinny and lanky and shit. Like, damn, bro, what you been doing? I just been at the court playing basketball. What you been doing? I've been in the house eating Cheetos, playing PS4, PS2, Madden with Michael Vick. No wonder your ass chubby and I'm all skinny and lean. Okay? We become what we do is basically what I'm trying to say. More than what we think. We don't the common thing is what you think you become, but you think a lot of bullshit. Keep it 1000. You can think, you can't even control your thoughts. You try to control your thoughts, that shit be somewhere off in left field. So instead of thinking what you become, might as well do what you become. Don't tell me you want to be an actor and your ass ain't been on no fucking auditions. It's about courage. Leo is about courage. It's about fire. It's about, I've raised up my energy and now I'm bold out here. I'm about to take it to the next level. And then be like, Hood Mystic, I'm not ready for that. All right, don't tell me that you doing all this spiritual work for something that you ain't even ready to walk into. So the moon in Leo is the subconscious thing is there. It's Bahaga's there. Wealth, fortune, direction. You can do whatever you want to do. You can be a goddamn porn star right now if you want to. You be the chubby dude, fat. You be a world famous, medium-sized, chubby, fat porn star. Cause we ain't got one of them. We need to lift one of them up into society. You know, just switch up the whole game plan. You got the marketing plan. You know, medium-sized chubster. About to take it over. You got the graphics. All right, now just trying to upload to X videos, my G. Take it to the next level. Stay on that frequency. Don't be scared, cause Mr. Marcus and Lexington still got the muscle thing, and they got their lane. You got your lane. You know, and that's just an analogy. I'm just a little joke, cause I got a lot to say, so a little comic relief in and out. You understand what I'm saying? So the moon in Leo has hella resources. If you are a moon in Leo person, right, you have hella resources. You grew up in a favorable position. You had everything that you've needed, but you never appreciated the shit that you got. So your moon in Leo has you in a particular depressive funk, a down and out funk. Why is everybody, why don't people, I can't get up on my feet because motherfuckers won't support me and lift me up. But at the end of the day, if you was to turn your back around and deal with your resources, then you wouldn't never had a time to say why nobody supporting me, because you too busy. It's like Richie Rich in the world of goddamn uh Isaiah Baby or losing Isaiahs. It's Richie Rich in a world full of losing Isaiahs. If you a moon in Leo, you a Richie Rich. If you everybody else, you goddamn losing Isaiah. Okay? So of course ain't nobody shit. We trying to we trying to shake this goddamn crack addiction. We don't got time to be helping you out, moon and Leo, right? And so moon and Leo for everybody is doing this conscious work. And so since we doing this conscious work, we have become Richie Rich. And everybody else who's not doing this conscious work, they losing Isaiah crack babies. So when you trying to live up to crack baby standards, right, and you trying to do crack baby shit, and you Richie Rich, your ass look out of place. It don't make no sense. It don't read. It don't, in no fucking dictionary will you find a definition of it making any sense. When you trying to acquiesce to these dead people, well, hood mystic is my mama. Well, hood mystic is my daddy. Well, hood mystic is my grandma. I'm close to my grandma. Listen, I don't give a fuck. To be where I'm at, I'm not saying that where I'm at is the most favorable position on the planet, but if you listen to me and you like, damn, I like where this brother coming from. None of this is approved by my goddamn family. Absolutely 0% did they ever look over my YouTube page and say, Hood Mystic or Kyrie, I'm cool with this. No, absolutely it was the contrary. So for me to be spiritual is right and exact to not give a shit what people think about you. Aquarius. Welcome to the Aquarian age. So within all of this, choosing your script, choosing your movie, you accepting a particular responsibility. All right, I'm gonna do the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme where he was a twin. He was two people. Y'all know that movie. It was Double Dragon or something. It was, that famous growing up when Jean-Claude Van Damme was the shit and he played two characters. I can't think of the movie, but that's the movie that I'm gonna choose. Do you know Taekwondo, nigga? Do you know karate, nigga? Do you know Tai Chi, nigga? Do you know Kung Fu? Do you know anything? Nah. Do you know how to box? No. Do you know how to fight? No. Why would you choose that movie? I like it. Okay. Don't come to me 2 weeks later talking about you getting your ass beat and shit walking down the street. So obviously, for me, I'ma personally choose Pretty Woman and I'ma be Richard Gere. I can do that. I can do that. You feel me? Lil Flip. Google it. All my young millennials. I can do that. Okay? So don't when you see me in my Lamborghini picking up the black version of Julia Roberts, don't say nothing because I'm living my movie. And everything is clicking and working for me. I'm gonna pay her a lot of money. She gonna fall in love with me. I'm gonna introduce her to my wife. It's a remake. Don't judge me for my movie, and I won't judge your ass for your movie. Okay? That's how we got to rock in the conscious community. And I'm changing the names from the conscious community to the subconscious community because the conscious community is lost. The conscious community is slow. We in the subconscious community. And when you in this club, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. And you can't judge nobody or point fingers. Because all they do in the conscious community is judge people and point fingers. And that's not, I'm not even a part of it. I'm a part of the subconscious community. Understand? So even discussing this mythology, one more point, not even mythology, but astrology. We want to look at Venus conjunct Uranus in the sign of Sidereal Aries, trine Saturn conjunct Pluto in Sidereal Sagittarius. So a trine makes this an easy thing to process with a lot of powerful, malefic, masculine planets. But then it has the principle of love, Venus sitting over top of it, adding a new flavor to the mix. So when this happens in unison with the full moon, you have two choices. You could fall in the realm of suggestion. Oh, you're going to die from coronavirus, so you got to do this, that, and the third. Oh, the Democratic election. Oh, President Trump need to be impeached. Oh, I can go on and on and on and on. That's suggestion. The reason why the suggestion is so high, the reason why this stuff is so rampant is because they can manipulate billions of people. It might not have no effect on you, but there's a lot of people tuned in, really taking the news, taking its cues, and acting accordingly. And you might get sick from coronavirus. You might not get sick from coronavirus. However, the idea is to not let that affect your ability to initiate or live with intention. Venus in the divine feminine and the Pambajira energy is the feminine needs and wants coming first. And then everybody else comes after that. You don't get taught about the divine feminine because the divine feminine puts your needs and wants first. Your family don't want that. Your kids don't want that. Your husband don't want that. Your wife don't want that. Your job don't want that. Your community don't want that. Your school don't want that. Your principal don't want that. Your teacher don't want that. They want you to sit your ass down and listen to them talk about how to be losing Isaiah, talk about how to be a crack baby. And you either gonna be like, nigga, I'm Richie Rich, or go ahead with that crackhead shit, talking about this, that, and the third, and not talking about raising your energy, getting it to the point. All you want to do is screw. So this energy, and I'm saying trine when I mean square Saturn conjunct Pluto in the first elements of Capricorn. And when you deal with the first elements of Capricorn, you're dealing with change. So whether you're talking about societal change, financial change, agricultural change, you look up in like the northern parts of America, ain't no more ice and shit. The goddamn locusts in East Africa, Australia burning up, the Amazon burnt up, all types of changes going on in the planet. And niggas want to do the same old shit that they've been seeing from Good Times and Sanford and Son and shit. If we ain't operating like the Jetsons, I don't even want to talk to your ass. If we ain't thinking about the future, I don't want to talk to you. Because if we judging people and saying, well, you can't do that because that's bad, and oh, hood mystic, you're talking about demons, and oh, you're talking about this or you're talking about that. Hey, man, I worked so hard to get to the place that I'm at. And to the place that I get to that I'm at, I had to follow my soul in such a strict fashion that I alienated everybody. And don't be like me. But when it comes to spirituality, that's how I rock. So And I say that to say, don't do the same shit once you adopt spirituality in your life. Obviously, the times is changing. Obviously, some shit is coming online through your dreams, through your conversations, through your visions, through your meditations. Still, you are doing the same job you've been doing for the last 15 years. Still, you are doing the same relationship, the same sex style, the same position for the last 12 years. You know you want to do that reverse cowgirl, right? You know you want some, stand up action, right? So as the time change, so does your preferences change. And if you're not able to be honest about the movie that you want to live, and you say, well, that's just a hard road to travel, hood mystic, well then catch me on the next video. You know? Maybe I'll have a solution for you. But here I'm trying to provide you with as many solutions as you can to navigate this world as a conscious individual. And as a conscious individual, you are not going to make the people around you happy. You are not. That's the dream that you had when you was in the Garden of Eden. Now that you got the forbidden fruit, you don't listen to a goddamn Panic video. You don't listen to a Bobby Hemmett video and got the damn notes and done did the meditation. You can't go back now. So another level of this, since we dealing with areas of Capricorn, the spiritual life can only be expressed when the financial life and the physical life is taken care of. When we have financial struggles, the last thing you think about is spiritual life, which is an oxymoron because that's the thing that you need the most. And that's what we find a lot of people getting caught up in. They use all their resources and then they come to the spiritual. However, when you deal with this particular energy and you have wealth and you have a material representation of wealth, how about you invest some time and energy in your spiritual life and don't worry about the physical since you got it? Therefore, it'll be there and you can focus on spiritual and then see the experiments and document them and have your mind and focus and intention in them. And you ain't worried about your money as opposed to going out and doing a whole bunch of shit that you don't necessarily need. And in 2 months, you're going to be back to square one. So that's another thing. Stay ready so you never have to get ready. And the wise prophet, um, leader of the free world, Sugar Free, said that. So the full moon tarot card, lust. We've been talking about a lot of sexual things, a lot of sexual energy, and that's just the lower level. But the higher level of this sexual energy is taking it to the level of divinity, the level of the divine mind. And I'm not gonna hold y'all because I know I've been talking for a while, but you know, the information, if it got to come out, is gonna come out. When you reference the lust strength card, you reference the constellation of Leo, and to connect the lust strength card into the constellation of Leo is the Hebrew letter of Teth. Teth connects lust in the constellation of Leo because it connects through the serpent. The serpent is the same serpent that we're referencing in Genesis chapter 3. That serpent is the serpent that awakens you. It awakens you from childhood. You just a little boy, you want to play Legos, you want to run and play, little stuff around, and then you have that particular first orgasm and you go from being a child to an adolescent. And then you going through high school or whatever the case may be. This is like growing up. I know it's much more faster now, but then you have sex. And once you have sex, you open yourself up to a higher level of understanding. You now are a man or you now are a woman. And then you get into a marriage, and instead of being a single person, now you are a husband, now you are a wife. So sex has a really pivotal role of awakening us to, even more so when you have a wife and the modality of sex doesn't end, because you can now take that sexual energy that was used to seek to find a wife, you take that energy, or to find a husband, you take that energy to find your soul. And so this is why sex continues to be a deeper thing, a more revealing thing. It becomes the modality for raising kundalini. And then, and where a person is like, well, I don't get it, because you constantly think that sex is based upon the carnal and earthly energy. But the same way a sperm is just a sperm and you can't call a sperm a baby, is the same way you can't call raising the kundalini sexual energy anymore, because it has metamorphosized into something that would be analogized as a spiritual baby. And once you have a spiritual baby, you have to nurture it. You have to take care of it. And people will say, nigga, you crazy. I don't see no baby. And then, it's like, damn, I can't never explain nothing to people. I can't even bring an analogy to the soul. So in that case, you just have to continue to nurture and protect your baby from the world who don't understand the unseen realm. And even the hidden realm within them, they're only focused on the material outside nature of the world. And that's one level, but there's an inner cosmic quantum level of the world that, in studying astrology and doing the work of meditation and doing the work of becoming really, really little, you're able to tap into this. So, even with that being said, lust is not a suppression of your sexual energy, it is the raising of it. And when we're reaching deeper levels within, hopefully you have a partner and you're able to talk, or a best friend, or somebody you're able to express the spiritual journey with, and you're developing the passion for the soul together. Or you're not, you're doing it within. And if you are doing it within, then you have to understand that your world is going to change. And it's wise to follow that. It's not wise to continue to make other people around you happy who just simply don't get it. And it's going to be if we're dealing with a full moon, we're dealing with a raised energy. So maybe you don't feel it now. But definitely going into Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, expect the fallout. Expect people to, test you, saying that you're not doing what you want them to do. And remember this conversation. I'm sorry, but I can't make you happy. I apologize for not making you happy, but I'm making my own self happy in this day and age. So I'm connected to my higher self. Hopefully, you can connect to your higher self too, and you can experience this bliss and nirvana such as I. I want people to understand, the more work that you do, the more your soul comes into consciousness, the more control you have of your reality, the more your passion will awaken, and this leads you to a different life. And understand that this passion has nothing to do with the past, it has nothing to do with yesterday. So if you're able to move on, if you're able to, address the present in a spiritual sense, accept your wealth, accept your fortune, be like, well, I get that, but I had a bad day yesterday. Forget that. Oh, I had a bad life, my mama left me. Forget that. My daddy was killed in a drug deal. Forget it. My brother he got beat up. Forget it. My sister, she ain't like, forget it. You could go on and on and on. They laughed at me at school, Hood Mystic. Forget that. Just let it all go. Accept wealth, accept power. Focus in on it. Accept your control. Focus in on it. Understand your soul has more resonance than your conscious mind. So the things that you think about are going to be the things that hold you back. And following your feelings and following your future and following your present are the things that are going to propel you forward. So hopefully this helps you. Hopefully you're able to take this information going into Saturday and Sunday, and able to kind of move forward with the knowing that your path is your path, and whoever don't like it, the hell with them. Okay. 385-799-9560 is the call in number. If y'all got any questions, comments, or concerns, Hood Mystic, are you okay? You sound crazy. Do you need a reading, Hood Mystic? You talking about chubsters? What's going on, brother? 385-799-9560 is the call in. Okay. So to conclude, this full moon deals with the realization that a new passion is brewing from us all. If we imagine knowing all that is prepared for us, we will miss out on the mystical energy of this full moon. The key word being mystical, magical, spiritual, from nowhere. you know, just taking over the porn world. The medium chubster has came through. You understand? Hold on, let me see who's on the line. Caller, hold on.
Welcome. This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com. There is one other participant in the conference. Please announce yourself.
Hey, give me 1 second. Let me do these sound settings so I don't be sounding crazy.
Hey, Mystic. This is Melissa. You did my reading like a month ago in January, the end of January.
How you doing, Melissa?
And I'm doing fantastic. I mean, I was just really happy because for the first time I actually was talking to somebody who understood. And I've been, ever since I talked to you, I've been getting all these different confirmations. Like you told me to get into the Reiki energy, like go find a course and class, and I just got my certificate. I'm a Reiki master.
Oh shit! Hey,
yeah.
Full moon lit. That just made my whole entire full moon. You don't even know, Melissa. Whenever something like this happen, like I just like, this is my work. You know what I'm saying? So like, if like Michael Jordan shoot a 3 and he make it, he get happy. This is my 3-point nothing but net swish. You feel me? Like I'm there. Like I'm on
and
that
on top
level.
of that, because I was looking for, like you said, you'll find somebody, and I found somebody. I mean, they call them the self-energetic alchemy. And so,
at
like,
the
I got
buzzer.
yeah. And
oh, this is
I've
great.
just been like every day, I've just been, I don't know, for some reason, it's like spirituality has been with me my whole life. Like, and I've been going up and down, like going from one pendulum to the next, just swinging back and forth, from positive, negative, believing in God, not believing in God, and then believing in myself. And I'm just, it's like, for me, it's simple.
Right.
It's simple. It's really simple. It's like, you realize that you're a co-creator. Once you start tapping in and you walk and you have faith, all of a sudden all these things come into your life.
It just like
people start synchronizing with you, and like I get bewildered sometimes. I get really bewildered because I'm like walking, and all of a sudden I'm just vibing with somebody, and I'm just talking. I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about, but for some reason I was supposed to bump into that person.
Have that conversation.
And yeah, like this woman, I was looking for something. She was at the grocery store. I was like, I was telling this woman, I was like, hey, I don't cook for my kids. I've been just getting these frozen meals, and she's all like, she just gave me a whole little spiel of like what I should do being a single mom. Like she's like, you get it all in 1 week. And she was just telling me what to, how to do. And I felt like, wow, that was a gift. And she just wanted to give me a hug. And I felt, it just,
that Kuan Yin energy, that healing. You don't necessarily need it to be a particular person energy give you it. And if you trust that
okay.
resonance, there.
Yeah. And sometimes you get in a sour mood, and then you trip out. Because I was driving. I live in Venice Beach, California, and I was driving, and we have a lot of homeless people. And for some reason, I was like, man, I don't want to diss this person and just, So I looked at him, and I had my kids in the car, and I said, he has a sign. He's all like, hungry, homeless. And I looked at him. I said, me and my kids are hungry. I was just joking, right? You know what the guy did? He pulled out a dollar bill, put it in and handed it to me. And I
Oh
was like, oh,
shit.
no, 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 no. But it was weird because everything happened in slow motion because it was all like, he's like, I got you. I got you.
Oh,
Here's $1.
that's
And
crazy.
I was like, I don't want to take it. And he made me take it. I was like, and
Yeah,
then I looked at his hat. It's like, aloha. It said aloha. And
yeah.
I was like, you
Hello.
know what? Because I'm part Hawaiian. I'm like, that is the aloha spirit. Take care of each other. This guy's asking for $1 for everybody. I told him I need $1, and my kids are hungry, and he just gives it to me. And I just was like, you know,
That
we
epitomizes
can
what
we.
I'm talking about. The blind guy. It's not your situation that requires you to be blessed. Because you could look at a person and say he's worse off than me, and not even realize. Because you ever, I don't know if you ever seen this movie. It's called "Don't Be a Menace While Drinking Your Juice." It's this dude. He's a
Mhm.
panhandler, and he's like hustling. 2 seconds later, he takes off his panhandler uniform, hops in a suit, and then hops in the Benz and just drives off. So that's always in my mind. They could just that. And then I also seen like these young panhandlers on the side of the road, and they meet up like under the bridge, and he had like crazy wad of money, and I was going to work at that time, and I'm like, shit, I might as well quit. So I was on the side of the road because they had a lot of money. So I say all of that to say that there's no reason for us to judge up and down, because if we need help, accept it.
Exactly, and it was a gift when that happened to me because I was like, I didn't, I just wanted to say acknowledge him and look at him.
Mm,
I didn't want to be like everybody's just like passing him by, passing him by, passing him by, just trying to get where they were going, and I was just all like, I'm gonna say hi.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just gonna
That's spiritual.
acknowledge him. It's and that was the gift. He gave me $1. I
That's
that
spiritual.
was the gift. And
Spiritual.
I'm just looking because we want to, like, a lot of people look around and and they get caught up in their feelings. They get caught up on their jobs. They get caught up in what they're doing every day, and they don't realize um, that that we're we're that you're stuck. Your mentality is stuck in a situation. It's like, how am I? Because people here in Venice, like, there's a lot of homeless people here, but a lot of the homeless people here are choosing to do that,
Right.
which is crazy. I don't understand. I get it. Be by the beach, you know, and
It's
they're
probably more
having
cost
drum circles.
effective. It's probably because I hear
Exactly.
California is expensive to live. In Venice, I don't think that's a cheap place to stay either.
No, but it's Venice is so special because it's so diverse. You got every kind of character here,
Mm.
and there's this guy. I don't know him, but he's like the Venice celebrity here. He does not know how to play the guitar,
Mhm.
and he wears a turban, and he's on some rollerblades, and he follows you. He'll pick whoever's out in the crowd. He'll just follow you until you give him $1.
Oh, you talking about? Oh, that's my spirit animal. There, you didn't know. That's my alter ego. That's
I
all.
was
Listen,
so I'm just really excited because it's like,
yeah.
all my life I've felt like, I have a purpose. I have a purpose. I want to, and I went to college, and then I just like finished that college,
Hmm.
and you know, and I met a guy that I thought was I had to flip the script on myself because when I met him, I felt he was my soulmate, and but all of a sudden, and that was like the first time I, like, really was like connected to somebody, like on that just surprise, you know, spirit level, like, I was at the level of, oh yeah, God exists, God exists, but no, this was something I felt inside, and I just did not want to leave him. I wanted him to be with me,
Hmm.
and I, I, he tore me down,
Hmm.
and he tore every part of me down, you know? And I mean, crazy things happening, and I just like I was about to break up with him, but our house burnt down where we lived, and I was like, okay, we're gonna go hang out. I'm gonna go with him. We were in Hollywood, we had nobody. We were homeless. We were couch surfing, and it was just crazy because it was like, I felt despair, and I was lucky that I had a job, so at least all I had to do was just find a place to live, and all of a sudden, his brother died, and I just was like, oh my God, I just wanted to be there for him, just be there for him. And this guy was all about, he's the one who introduced me to spirituality. But like the loss that he had felt, he tore me, he was telling me I was screaming, I would yell, I'm like, where are you? I'd chase after him. I'm like, don't leave me. And he would play mind games with me. Like, he's like, I don't think I could be with somebody who's going to scream at me. That's scary. It made me feel like a monster, And I really looked into myself, like I transformed myself for this guy's affection. And I just was like, to the point where like, it was just on this constant loop, me and him, constant loop, me chasing him getting mad at me, and then me tearing myself down. So finally I was like, you know what? And I was reading, different kinds of scriptures, and they said that you can love God as like you can love him as a lover. And I wanted a lover. And I was all like, you know what? This guy is not going to do it for me. He's not loving me the way I want to be loved. I'm going to take all this energy and I'm just going to love God right now. Yeah? I'm just going to love God because I just felt torn apart. And he left, and I just, I never felt so lonely, like, in my whole entire life. I just felt like, someone died. And I was just working. I was just doing my thing. I was basically just surviving. My emotions were just crazy. And all of a sudden, like, I was walking down the street, and two cars, like, I was in the intersection. Two cars just went past me really fast, like a bus and a car. I was, like, in between them. Like, my nose literally touched the bus, And people, like, stopped. They're, like, tripping out, like, oh, my God. Like, there's going to be a big accident. But there was no accident at all. And that's all of a sudden, that's when I just was like, I had this big awareness, this wake-up call for myself.
Right.
Like, I'm like, God loves me. God loves me, And I started loving myself every day, and I started, I just, everything, just to raise myself up, just to make myself feel better. I needed to. And,
I'll do.
I just flipped it. I just, I wrote a letter telling him that, I betrayed myself, I shouldn't be giving all my love to you. I need to be giving it to God, and God's in my heart. And so I need to be loving me. And so, and I've just followed that program. That was my new program everywhere I went,
Right.
I honored people. I've honored the God in everyone's heart. I just felt like at one with the universe. So, and it's like, I think about transactions, like all of a sudden I was like, everything I do, like from meeting somebody, hanging out, shaking their hand, talking to them, buying something, it's like I felt like every transaction that I made, there was a connection, and I was feeling spirit move through this whole earth. But anyways, I know there's other people trying to get in contact with you, but I wanted to just say thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
I mean that you're an amazing astrologer. I mean, you keep it real. You connect it to real life. You tell people to listen to their heart. You don't give them this hocus pocus shit. It's we're, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, no doubt. I try. I try.
I mean, because that's where people get confused. Like they get all crazy. Like all of a sudden you're gonna have like all these avatars. You're like, I'm just glad that you keep it real and keep it relatable to where people can understand. It's like I'm a spirit having a human experience. Is that what you say?
That's the
right?
goal. Yeah. The goal.
That's the goal. So and then like it was funny because this is one of the things I used to say because I'm a smart ass. I like to like talk shit with like I used to go to schools, Catholic schools and stuff, and they would be like, you want to be, like if you say these words, if you say, if you chant this, you'll get closer to God and you'll be self-realized because automatically you'll, you know, God has you. And I would be like, well, I'm from the future, and you telling me this now? I just told myself that I got all the nectar, and I am already self-realized. And I would just talk shit, but it was like just things that would just pop off the mouth. I would just say things.
Hmm.
But anyways,
But yeah,
thank you so much.
that's how we do. You gotta. That's kind of the vibe of the reading. Just say what you feel, do what you feel, and I'm happy that you on your own path, follow your own heart, but not in a way where it's like I would like to do Reiki. You went up, got the classes. I told you it wasn't going to be hard to get. I said 3 months, but shit, it was lesser than that. So, you know,
It was a 3-day course.
yeah. So, boom, got it good.
Yeah,
Keep moving, and if you need anything, Melissa, how to reach me.
absolutely.
All right,
Thank
Melissa,
you so much.
no problem. Have a great night.
All right, peace.
817, you
Well,
tapped in
one.
with the tapped in with the what's going on?
Respect, hood mystic. Man,
Yeah.
respect, my brother. Peace and blessings to you, my brother.
Same here, man. Same here. Leo, who is
Hey,
this?
hey, they call me Loco.
Loco.
Lover of my community and lover of my community and organization. You know what I
Ashe.
mean? They call me
Ashe.
C for short though.
Hey. I'm gonna stick with the loco like that.
1000. Hey, man, much respect to you, brother. I wouldn't be where I'm at today making this phone call in this present space and time that we live in. I wouldn't be right here right now if it wasn't for you, brother. I give you all that, all praise be to God and all of that. But, brother, you led me through the darkest moments, bro. I'm telling you.
But grateful that be of service to you more than anything, man. That's the intention. The next places ain't over beginnings. No. And I would have need to tell me it ain't no, but I did have that paying it forward.
Hey, bro, this one I'm going to tell you how true that the synchronicities I have been in my day just today. And I've been charging my stones with that positive energy, just saying, like, these moments don't come and you feel like something in the air that is aligning like what you're talking about and everything that you're saying, what I'm getting out of it is what you told me with like this episode, however you want to call it, this video, bro, you was hitting on every subject like undoubtedly, like it's like you was talking to me type. You know what I mean? Like how you be sitting in the pool pit, and then
Uh-huh.
you be like, man, is he talking to me? You know how it be when you go to
Hell
church, like,
yeah.
look,
Hell
ooh,
yeah.
man, I had just tuned in, and the thing about you looking at the stars, I seen how you was mapping Pluto and Saturn. I was just doing that on the sky map before I turned your bit. Like, come on, so I ain't got to go all into
Yeah,
detail, but I
man.
wanted to also tell you this part. I ain't from Venice. I ain't from no sunshiny state, fool. The
Uh-huh.
sun be out, but it be gray over here, fool. Like I'm
Yeah.
over here, Murderworth, Texas, fool.
Uh-huh.
Somebody just got killed the other day. It's helicopters flying around, and the feds and all that flying up and down the road, trying to put the pieces together to try to see what's going on between this east side, south side beef.
Already know.
Man, this is I say all that to say, like you said, it's quantum with it, to where you extract yourself outside of those situations and not even feel, you know, you're detached. You're
Hell yeah.
detached from
Hell yeah, man. I was sitting study. I hear do 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 do. You know what I'm saying? And then
it.
five
I
minutes
was
later,
telling you.
like flying helicopters flying low as fuck. You feel what I'm saying? Lights flashing all in my goddamn window and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's real in the field where I'm at, and I ain't coming
Bro,
from no
y'all got that's
perspective,
what shot glizzy at.
huh?
That's what shot glizzy at.
No, I mean ain't this where Bow Wow from? That's our claim to fame in Ohio. Yeah, I'm in Columbus. So,
Oh, in Ohio. I know you was talking about that land over there. You said, what's the sacred land out there? You said, I
Serpent
saw that
Mound.
video too.
Serpent Mound.
Serpent Mount. Heard that too. I be listening to you, brother. I be listening to you.
Yeah,
I'm hey,
it's
I'm
a
letting you
battle.
lead
It's
it,
a
man. I'm letting you lead
battlefield
it.
out there. It's a battlefield
It
out here.
is.
You either going to deal with how you going to raise yourself up out of this, or you going, you
That's right.
know, succumb to it, because you could easily
That's
succumb
right.
to it if you don't got no spiritual. So
That's right.
this shit is hood mystic. I don't be, I don't gotta say it all the time, but every once in a while I gotta let people. This is the hood mystic reporting from the motherfucking trenches. Like, I started this web page, and my neighborhood was called the Bottoms. That's something that I always say. It was called the Bottoms because it was the Bottoms. So it's just all right. I got to figure a way out here for my family, and I'm gonna do it spiritual way,
That's right.
because I'm trying to do this 9 to 5, but I'm still in the goddamn bottom. So obviously, spirit saying that this 9 to 5 shit ain't for me, and I need to trust myself. And when I trust my spirit, I'm getting elevated. It was, I was. This is heroin dealers on the left of me and on the right of me and across the street from me, behind me, dog.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I had to figure some
Yeah.
shit out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like
Yeah.
get my wife, like we about to do rituals out this baby. We about to out of this
That's right.
situation. Our kids can't even go
Got the
outside and
mud.
play. Our kids couldn't go outside
Right.
and play, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? So it get
Right.
like that. When
Yeah.
it comes
You
to
know
this
where we coming from. You
spirituality, it's about
that's
raising
right.
yourself out. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm talking. I don't know what these other
That's
motherfuckers
right.
I'm talking. Get on these levels. That's what it's about with me.
Brother, something magic happened in that mud. That's what I got to say
One
from it.
hundred
Some
percent.
magic happening in that mud.
100%.
And what's happening is just like what you're saying. You coming out like the phoenix. You can be whatever is the most glory. Just the heavy metals that come out of the supernova. That's what you come out of the mud, glistening like all the precious metals that come out of that supernova. That's what you're doing. And as you shining with that beacon of light, I'm looking to reflect that. But instead of, in the way of sound, you do it in the way of light, by way of lighthouse. So I just reflect your light, just like you work in that lighthouse, and just we gonna shine it out, and then
1,000.
whoever gonna,
Cause that's
say
how
it
it
like that.
works. Cause that's how it works. Some lighthouses, like some islands, don't even got lighthouses. They got reflection. Other lighthouses. But it'd be like me,
Wow,
I'm just
that's
the
deep.
reflection of another lighthouse that beaming. So letting motherfuckers know miles and miles down the way, hey, it's some land up the way. Don't succumb to the darkness. Don't succumb to the storm. Nigga, spin that
That's
light
right.
as round and as hard as you fucking can, bro. Like, especially if you got some
Hold
solid
up.
ground, you know what I'm saying? Cause it's a little boy, you walking up the street, how you carry yourself, you got your onks on, you got your Kyrie shells on, he looking at you like shit. What this nigga doing? And you know what I'm saying? You could change and alter his
That's
life.
that. My brother, this is what I'm telling you. Like you put it so spot on with your explanation about being Richie Rich, and I ain't even trying to put out. You know what I mean? We ain't got, bro. We ain't got to go there. We ain't
Yeah.
got to go there.
Hmm.
Just know that you hitting the nail on the head about it, and you have to realize what your self worth is. So now I put that out there now. If anything want me to jump, then it's a price tag that come with that. We need to type up an invoice you know,
Man.
all of that has to be formalized so we can, what do you do that? Put it on our tax statement.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We,
W
we got to get
nines
it.
and
We got
all
to
of
get
that.
it together,
Hmm.
man. I'm telling you, you got to know the financial language. That's the whole, like we said, the financial language, the computer language. This metaphysical language is what I'm really honing in on, and I'm listening in on the knowledge that you are giving, and anything, basically I would say what I've come across as during my meditative state and all of that is to see that there's metaphysical and then there's physical, there's science and there's philosophy,
Hmm.
and I see the differentiation, and I see how it's Western and esoteric lane that you're in. I see the Leo King over there doing his thing, and I see you doing the trill thing. And I'm like, I'm following and seeing what's going on. I'm aware of my surroundings, but I'm tuned in to you, brother. Like I bought your book too, How to Read Your Natal Chart, just to show some love. Like I'm Man, look, I'm with you. I'm just trying to see now, like you said, okay, now we know the difference. Now I'm awake on that aspect. What do I need is like you said, these spiritual tools to continue down that rabbit hole that we know, as I feel like is the way and the route to truth.
I say stay in the realm of Richie Rich and watch that movie,
Right.
peep his moves, peep his mentality, because, or, you know what I'm saying, watch Losing Isaiah and see the struggle and shit
I
that,
heard that. I gotta check that one out.
oh my
I
God.
gotta watch that movie right there. I
You
gotta see.
gonna die. You gonna lose it.
I'm, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you that what we on over here, and I'm gonna take you back.
Uh-huh.
You know who I am. You know who I am. Who I embody.
You know.
The movie, The Mac.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That
Okay.
that's me. That's what my big cut.
Okay.
My
Okay, so you
they
got
told me
that
he.
Creole thing going on?
You feel me? And then,
Okay.
hablo
Okay.
español también porque yo tengo un Latino queen,
Uh-huh.
reina de Latina. So, man,
Okay,
I be
okay.
tapping into the indigenous people. I be
So
trying to
you be
see
having
what's
the
really going on,
you
man.
be
Bro, I'm
having
trying to
the
tell you,
L
I didn't,
DeBarge, S curl, wavy, you shit popping
no,
off.
I got the afro. I got
Okay,
the afro.
okay,
I got the
okay.
afro. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
you
we
really the
keeping it
Mac.
clear.
You really the Mac. Okay,
That's what
okay,
Big Cuz telling me. I
okay.
tell you,
Tap
he went and
into.
bought the last copy they had.
I tell
He
you
bought
who
the
to.
last copy they had just to show me.
I tell you who to tap into just for some mojo. Get into that Ralphie Pagan. Ralphie Pagan.
Let me check you out. Okay, I appreciate that. I ain't trying to hold you up,
Them is
big
them
brother, but
vibes.
this is what I call for, man. This
Sure,
is what we
man.
got to
This
do,
was
and that's what I've been
beautiful.
trying to get out here and share with my people. We have to share knowledge, share information with each other. If we come around and all we doing is smoking a blunt with each other, we're gonna stay in this what sleep state. You got to wake up and we got to share knowledge and wisdom and information, technologies like all these other people is doing. If we ain't doing that,
Hmm.
we ain't gonna elevate. Not together, y'all gonna stay in the same lane. Y'all gonna keep doing the same thing.
Right, right.
Just like what you had mentioned. Like you said, y'all gonna keep like you man, you on it though, brother. I ain't gotta tell you. What you said, I'm on my notepad now on the little iPhone 11 I stumbled into. I'm on the bro. We
Got to.
manifesting, brother. We
Got to.
manifesting. You hear
You
me?
got to. You know what I'm saying? The most important product that I ever bought in my life was a pen and paper, bro. That was the most important
You
investment
know
I
how this
ever
world be.
made.
I'm an old school cat, and I'm an old soul and a young man. But this is the thing about it: two things for sure, three things for certain. Is I got to get familiar with this technology, so that way I therefore move into this information technology and work on, elevating my, investing into myself. That's the direction that I feel. That's my like what we were talking about. So
Mm-hmm.
I got to get familiar with the programs, like what you said. It's all programs. I got to get familiar with the software and the hardware. I'm about to dive into all the network and all
Mm-hmm.
of that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
about to.
It's
18 months worth. We about to see how I come out on the other end.
Oh yeah, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a spiritual thing. I was just talking to a brother named Kevin, and I was telling him when you in them realms, that's really spiritual because your spirit is able to tap into the networks and the different things that you tapped into even while you sleep. And the things that you looking at your subconscious mind is absorbing. So you able to process it a little bit more
Yeah,
when you sleep, and then when you wake up, you get that much more proficiency. You know, do it.
man. Proficient, pragmatic, prolific. R.I.P. Nip, man.
Shout out to
R.I.P. Nip.
Kevin.
Look how they do. Come on, man.
Mm.
Hey, what was it you told me to put down, big brother? I got my notepad ready now.
Dude, Ralphie Pagan, Ralphi
R.I.P. Pagan.
Pagan. Meditate on that and take you to the next level. Be transcended. But that's more or less of
Man, I
that. The
appreciate that.
vibes you done gave me, that Mac,
Right.
Creole, he like Mexican, Latino, Dominican, Puerto Rican, and all of that. Black, you know what I'm saying? Pure vibes, pure transcended. He ain't been absorbed by the masses and all of that. So it's like pure tapped, uncut, raw R&B soul. You want to be the Mac, you might wake up with a goddamn 3-piece suit on, matching hat, fucking blizzard shoes on, nigga. You listen to that,
That's
meditate
right.
on
We do
that.
the wingtip. We do the Johnson and Murphy wingtips. They got the suede with the leather, and
Uh-huh.
I do the Daniel Cremule with the fedoras with the feather.
Oh
When I
yeah.
step, I step, fool.
Yeah. It's
When
gonna
I
get
step, I be
crazy.
looking like the old 20. Bro, I'm telling you, man,
It's gonna get
I know
crazy.
how to put it together. We know how to let these people know that we know how to act. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I love to do is show
Mm-hmm.
them that we do have the etiquette and the what do you call that vernacular to get out there and battle with the best of them
Right.
in any conversation at the round table without getting violent.
One hundred percent.
I love to do that.
One
I
hundred
love to do
percent.
that.
No. It's a different way to war. The silent war.
Absolutely. Yeah, the cyber war and the energy war.
Oh
A
man.
war on 1,000 different fronts they got going on out here,
Oh
man.
man. Oh
Technology,
man.
man. What do you think? What do you think is next for the hood mystic, man? I see you got the clothes. My cousin,
Uh-huh.
he rap over there in Alabama. He got his
Uh-huh.
little clothes. I see everything that you doing to market and brand yourself.
Uh-huh.
What's next for the hood mystic, brother? You you
What's
you,
next
you
for
got it. You
me?
got your platform.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm gonna take y'all to the mounds. I got my drone camera set up. Got just getting my camera set up, and
That's badass.
I'm gonna just do like full live productions, history, meditations, like energy, um, astrological lineups with the particular mounds, just all throughout the country. I'm gonna start off in Ohio, local, but throughout the summer, I'm gonna be more outside of the state. But yeah, that's going to be this channel going to flip up real quick, like episodes. I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but that's just the next thing for me. I just want y'all to see these mounds and then possibly give y'all a history of the mounds. And the reason why I'm doing it is because it ain't out like it ain't done, and y'all need to see these mounds. And I
Right.
could take a picture like
That's right.
from the level, but you need to see it from a drone. And when you like Google these mounds
That
online,
perspective.
you're not even going to see them. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to, before they get destroyed or before they build a
Right.
goddamn high rise on some shit, let me just get this
Yeah.
documentation as much as I can and share it with the people. So that's what's next for me, brother. But until then, I'm just still going
Man.
strong with the daily energy.
Man, I say in Jesus' name, and let it be. You
Mm-hmm.
let go and let God, because you already got it. You claim it in the name of Jesus. That's already a reality. I'm very much in tune with, your progression, man. Like I say, I keep trying to, I'm already subscribed and everything. I got two
Mm-hmm.
different emails or whatever. I'll be waiting for your next email, your next video to drop. I'll be looking out for that one especially. And just like she was saying, I'm not trying to hold you up either, brother. I don't be trying to tie up your phone lines, but
Oh, it's been a
I've
beautiful
been waiting
share.
for this moment.
It's been a beautiful share,
Yeah,
man. And call in anytime. Email me so I can get your direct contact. I shoot you my number, so you can text or whatever. But Myrtle, Texas,
1,000.
that's just the stepping stone. I see your ass in Atlanta or
It's gotta
LA.
be.
I see your ass in
It's
Atlanta or
gotta,
LA doing the conscious
we
comedy
gotta be,
thing,
bro.
turning up.
Yeah.
We gotta build. It's all about partnership and tapping into this Aquarian age. So why I got this thing open. So, sometimes people feel like they can only talk to me modality of a that nature busy, but I do open up this
I
time
peep
for
that.
people to reach out and while I'm here, we can have these conversations, man. And if you feel the need to call in again, call in again. But whatever you do, make sure you shoot that email. So,
I got you, brother. This subconscious community commander,
hey,
top flight security of the world,
Shay,
Craig. Out.
subconscious community, Shay, yo, we about to take that to the next level. The subconscious community in this thing, bro. All
I'm with you. I'm
right,
with you,
man.
brother. But hey,
Take it there.
it's love, brother. I'll holler at you later.
Nothing but love, bro. Peace out.
Later.
Peace. 317, you tapped in with that.
Hey, this is Natasha. How are you?
Doing well. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm all right. This energy is lit, so I'm good.
What's new
I just
in
want to
the
say,
in Natasha
um,
world?
it's a lot new, man. I'm starting, this business. I'm getting everything in alignment. Like,
I swear, as soon as I get off the line, well, when the live is over, I'm just gonna finish up some small details, and I'm prepared. I just want to tell everybody, don't be out here slacking
Mhm.
because, I kind of retracted my energy. Not kind of, I did retract my energy, 2 days ago. And it's like, some people just hate for you to disconnect like that. And it's like too many parasites out here who want to be, as you said, losing Isaiah. And we ain't got time for that.
you
We
hip
definitely ain't got time for that.
you hip to the losing Isaiah.
I ain't got time for that. I'm trying to be on Richie Rich.
The vibes. Like, why wouldn't you? Everybody got problems. Everybody got issues. Man, and and it's old ass
And the
shit too.
energy is so high.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like if you got old shit that you ain't taken care of, people gonna
Uh-huh.
wait for you to dump they shit on you. Or that you hope in a hope mode, trying to
Yep.
distort my vibrations and how it's hate me
Exactly.
or living out my best life, things like that. Then hating on, but you choose to hate on, doing the best that I
It's
crazy.
yeah,
Have to make them.
man, it ain't even crazy. It's what's crazy about it is that, I don't understand why these people ain't trying to prosper, you know? Like they shouldn't be worried about me and my energy. Like they need to be worried about what they got going on because man, yesterday it was so crazy. Like the storm just came flying in like within an hour yesterday. But before that had happened, hold on, come here, Jaden. Before that had happened, I was just sitting in my car at the park and I was looking at the moon. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. But, I was just being grateful, giving thanks, talking back and forth with the
Right.
moon. And the things that I was, I've always seen the prana, the little blast or whatever, it looked like sparks and stuff. You could see the energy in the air. Have you ever seen that?
Oh yeah, that's my thing. That's like my little baby. Like, oh man, and it's
Yeah.
only when I'm in the vibes, like when I'm at the
I
mounds,
swear.
they be like little frivolly
It was on a
bibbly
whole
diddly
lot.
things. I don't know. You can't
Yeah.
describe them, but they there and you see them,
No,
and I be like, you see these things? I'll be talking to my wife, and I see them too. Little baby
it was
squiggly
on a whole
things.
nother level though. Yeah, yesterday was on another level though. It was kind of like I was, looking through an ocean. Like
Was they really
I can't even
shiny
describe it.
and like mad different colors and like playing off the like clouds?
No, like no, it was just regular white, but it was like a different aspect to it. Like I was seeing that, but then I was also seeing the waves of it. I can only describe it as like if you was just to be looking in the ocean with the sun shining down on it. You can just see.
That
I
rem
can't even explain it.
that remind hard for some coming back. I just up and
Yeah,
I was just
it's kind of like a
like
portal.
yeah like this little boy I was about to come into this world like the fuck is this like keeping this whole situation out as go Michael Jackson over there like like
Yeah, and
I'm
that's what I'm
on the
saying.
vibes.
I, all this energy is coming through, and like everybody who's listening, we ain't got time to be letting these parasites, or even ourselves, letting ourselves be held back from doing what we're supposed to do, putting in the work. Because if y'all let it pass y'all by, you know,
It's definitely an opportunity. Definitely like a
yeah,
wave of energy. That's why I'm saying like that's why I'm talking about wealth. That's why I'm talking about power. That's why I'm talking about destiny
mhm,
versus what is going to happen and oh woe is me type of
yeah, because
energy.
they own one with that. They are like I swear they keep texting my phone like the school.
Oh my
I
god.
got this music app. They done sent me a little text to the music app talking about how to protect myself. I'm like, I'm not worried about no coronavirus.
I got
What
a
even is that? Like,
bar, but you gotta really be mindful. I was watching Infinite Waters and he was talking about the coronavirus. And he was saying how you got two ways to look at this. You can be in fear or you can be in
mhm,
love, you know. And my thing is when I'm in love, I'm in creation mode. I'm thinking about the best thing possible. I'm thinking success.
yeah,
I'm thinking about joy. And this is what I'm gonna be focused on. It's a real like schism between me and what everybody else is talking about. So
yeah,
it's like, okay,
definitely,
fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just focus on the positivity of my life. You know, not
yeah.
deal with it.
No, 'cause there ain't no reason to like at all. We gotta stay focused. But I just want to say, we all have everything that we need to succeed. We just have to claim it.
Hey,
And I appreciate your work. Yeah, I appreciate your work and everything. But I don't know. I don't really don't want to speak on this. But while I was waiting on hold in line, to get on the phone or whatever,
mm,
my little son, he in the kitchen, and he has a spiritual twin or something like that.
mm-hmm.
He's explained it to me and everything, but like, what do you think about that? Because he in the kitchen just, talking. This twin is in there, talking to him or whatever. So, what do you think about that?
I think that you should nurture that relationship and allow him to have that relationship, and protect them from that relationship, especially like teach him that the people is not really going to understand. Make sure that like whoever like address the twin by a name, because my son is
Mhm.
4 and he has a real close relationship with Teddy. So like I really nurture that relationship and nurture his creativity, imagination, because when we reference like imagination in the conscious community, everybody and their mama talking about imagination this, imagination that. But then my baby
Yeah.
got the imagination and it's in full fledged. They seeing things and having full on things, and it's my responsibility as a parent to nurture that and not make it
Mhm.
be a negative thing. Because what I would do as a parent if I suppress that, suppressing my child's power, and a lot of that
Yeah.
happens in school. So when he's at home and he's relaxed and he's flexing and his twin comes out to play, his grades are well. He's doing well in school, well adjusted. He has friends, but he also has an imaginary friend as well. Like that is something that is valuable. That is a treasure. So, I
Yeah.
find that to be the best, most wonderful thing that a child can have, is
Yeah,
imagination.
man.
Because when I was a child,
It's
that
so crazy.
saved me from everything. Because I just remember the places that I was in my imagination that got me out
Mhm.
of like ever I was experiencing. I used to talk to my mom about the past, and I have such fond and happy and fruitful memories. Look at me, most confused look I ever seen. Like you just
Yeah.
don't even know where you was at or what you was experiencing, do you? And I just not because I wonderful girl, you know.
Yeah.
So I was supposed. Sorry, kind of rant.
No, yeah, I definitely support it. I was just, I don't know. It's just so weird. I just feel like the energy is kind of open for everybody, like, because, that's just really unexpected that his twin is out, at this time of well, I guess it is late, but he told me he never really comes out until it's like he's asleep. It's like they switch sides, you know what I'm saying? But it's like an exact twin, like they got the same name, just spelled different.
Mm,
And sorry, he's in here talking to me. And I lost my train of thought.
good, good.
Nah, but like these kids that are here now, they're really special. They're really special.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I can really say about that. And to Everybody needs to keep their kids off that Adderall.
Hmm.
Don't do it to them. Don't suppress their imagination, like you said. And I'm not gonna hold the line because I know it's probably other callers on here, but I appreciate your work, and I just want everybody to stay parasite free. Put in
Agent
the work.
free,
Yeah.
agent, and yeah, stay in your darkness mode, stay in your reflection of the
Yeah.
mode, and you know,
And
into
don't give in to nobody's sympathy either.
can't do it. Not during this. Maybe now I'll be on my
Nah.
like take care of every losing Isaiah. We saving all the crack baby. Then until future notice, we taking care of our
Definitely.
we nurturing our
Yep.
spirits, and figuring out has the ability to tap into asking the younger,
Uh-huh.
well aware of experience references music that he's never even heard, but he'll know the lyrics to the song.
Yeah.
Like he be telling me about like being in jail and how the police kid like mess with him and stuff. Like he don't like the
Yeah.
police at all because like past life he was a killer. Yeah, he be telling me all types of stories. I'll be like, "Where you at?" He'd be like, "New York."
That's crazy. Yeah.
And
If
I
you
just
talk to them, they gonna tell you
yeah,
everything.
yeah. So it's so beautiful these children now, and I
Mhm.
wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for my children. Wouldn't even be having these
Yeah.
conversations. I don't man. Cancel
Ain't no
Christmas.
telling.
It
Yeah.
ain't no fucking telling. So our children save us. I give much respect and honor and praise to my children personally, but the
Yeah.
divinity soul within their imagination, and I see that to be beautiful as a father, because within that, my kids be telling me all types of stuff about me and what I need to do about myself.
Y- Yeah. Because it's like they can show us how to live, if we just pay attention, like because they know how to be free, and that's what we want, right? Is freedom, manipulating the matrix.
Right.
And if we just pay attention to the kids and not tell them just sit down, be quiet, stay in a child's place, just listen to them, take a little advice, they can teach us a lot. And he is very in tune. Like he told me about his grandmother reincarnating.
Right.
She visited him in a dream, and she told him she was reborn as a baby. He don't know where, but
He'll find her.
he's very in tune,
Yeah.
definitely,
Yeah.
because they got a serious connection.
hmm That's definitely
Yeah,
how it works. My
and
child, my middle child, his name is actually a star in Sirius. So Rigel. So
uh-huh.
he got that resonance as well.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at those star systems last night. But what I was about to say is like the other day I was telling you I had asked the universe to send me some funds for this equipment, this music equipment,
Mhm.
and they did, and I
Mhm.
bought it for Jaden so he
Mhm.
can, because he asked me for this beat machine a couple months ago, but I just didn't get it for him. I didn't feel like he was ready to be responsible enough to take care of it. But the time is now, for our
Mhm.
imagination to flourish, and I'm not about to suppress nothing. So
Yeah,
we
that's
just, it's a
beautiful.
family unit. It's all a family unit.
Mhm.
He's part of my soul tribe.
Mhm.
Everybody on this channel, hopefully, is part of our soul tribe, sending all those good vibes out. But
For sure.
I
Even the
appreciate your
people
work.
who not having the best intentions, I still give them positive vibrations because they'll come around.
Yeah,
They always come around.
yeah, they do. But I'm trying to keep my distance over the weekend for sure.
Yeah, man.
But I ain't gonna hold the line any further
But
because
Natasha,
Jaden is in here.
sure. Shout out to Jaden and Jaden.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks so much for everything. Like all the help you've helped me so much. Like I swear. to be
Oh,
prepared for this. So
no
I
problem.
really appreciate it.
My
Oh, and I got
pleasure.
my package too from Alter Creations today.
Awesome, 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 awesome. I'll let my wife know she's out of town presently, so I'll have her reach out to you. And if you have any questions, you know how to reach.
Definitely, yeah. All
Problem,
right. Well,
Natasha.
I'm still gonna be in the chat, but
Sure, sure.
all right.
All right. Have a great
Thank you.
evening. No problem. My pleasure.
You too.
Peace out.
All right. Bye.
786. You tapped in with the Mystic. 786.
Mystic,
What's good?
can you hear me, bro?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Ah, perfect. Yeah, much better than that. Oh shit, I can't believe I appreciate you and everything that you've been doing.
Thank you.
It's been you taught me a lot on how to grow really, listen to your lives and everything.
I'm
Gave me
humbled.
a lot of inspiration. Really much appreciated.
Yeah.
But I was watching your videos on the archetypes that you
Mhm.
have for every sign,
Mhm.
and it was I think the Sagittarius one about the hips you was talking about the other day.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just I think that's Sagittarius, and I have studied in the Sagittarius. You know, I have a couple of things going on with my body right now. You know, I
Okay.
gotta have a get a couple of surgeries or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
But I want to know if that is playing a part, and what can I do to you know not go all the way through with the surgeries and everything. Really.
Sure. And so, are the areas in your hips?
Yeah, my hips.
Okay. So I'm not a doctor, but what I have studied about the hips is that if you got pain in your hips, it's not from your hips, it's from your lower back. So, with that being said, Kundalini yoga, in the meantime, in between time, as much as you can, maybe start with beginner, like YouTube stuff, and then advance as you get older. I mean, as you get a little bit more mature, your body gets used to it. Because what happens is if you're able to raise the energy in your lower back, a good chance is that the pain in your hips will subside, or even if you correct your posture, or be just more mindful to your lower back, be sleep in more helpful positions that support correct posture and things of that nature, because the hips is a lot of energy there, but more importantly the hips are an indicator of certain esoteric things. So are you stagnant? Are you in the same position? Are you doing the same things every day? If you are, or having the same conversation, same relationships, and that just represents you not moving nowhere. And so it could also be like an esoteric thing where once you begin to put yourself in places where you're moving and you're shifting energy around, and changing the narrative to like, man, my legs is killing me, or my I'm bothered, or I'm stressed out, and I'm going through this and I'm going through that, and all of these things, they have now materialized into physical ailments and physical pain. So the most important thing is changing the narrative and changing the self-talk. Damn, I healed myself through doing kundalini yoga. Who'd have knew? And then do research
I
to
do
verify.
yoga, not often like how I should,
Mm-hmm.
but I do yoga, and when I do the yoga, it
Mm-hmm.
still hurts.
It still
You know,
hurts.
it just been getting worse over time for like
Sure.
maybe about pushing 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like I do the yoga,
Mm-hmm.
and it still hurts. That's the thing. Is
So what about
I don't want
esoterically or mentally? Is there like mental states that you find yourself in, or particular trauma that you are holding on to that maybe you don't talk about, maybe you don't process, and you try to like overhaul it or think about different ways but not really deal with that trauma? Is that something that resonates with you or relates to you or no?
with the trauma. You know, we all have trauma that we're trying to
Sure.
get over, and you know, not
Mm-hmm.
not not trying to.
Mm-hmm.
will get over it eventually when you recognize it. But when it comes to communication and trauma, I have no problem with talking about it now because I'm a lot more open to, accepting people for what they say and what it is, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
get my feelings involved like how I used to.
Mm-hmm.
But trauma, I try to, when it arises, I try to nip it in the bud so I don't have to carry it along with me.
So you are in a space where you're actively speaking your truth and you're not being held down by anything. So in your environment, you able to move freely, or are you in a particular place where you are feeling like you can't move freely, or you feel subjugated or oppressed at some form or fashion?
Sometimes I be feeling stuck,
Mm-hmm.
like what's next? Like for
Mm-hmm.
example, like through the process and everything, I can't work anymore. So it's like, what's the next step I'm gonna do for a career change now?
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. I don't really worry about it too much, but it is on my mind.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the next step? I'm waiting for the next step.
All right, let's do a little
I do.
exercise. Let's do a little exercise then, and not no pressure. But what would you want to do? Like, what would your dream thing for you to do? Was you living in your dream job?
Oh yeah, I love to cook. So yeah, I was in my dream job.
Okay, you was
I
a chef.
not cooking for myself, but the big picture is, you work for somebody, learn the business, and then you open up your own.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it's like now it's time for a career change. I want to do something different,
Mhm.
more that's in tune with me as of right now, not the old me.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's a process, though. And maybe part of it for me, what I would say to myself, anyways, was to change the self narrative as opposed to I want to figure out something that I want to do, as to just saying I already know what it is that I want to do. Like I'm asleep on it and I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna know. And the more, and it might not happen the first day, but the more you program yourself to know, the more you program yourself to healing. And I promise you, lower back focusing, even like lower back massages, just focusing it on a conscious level, focusing it on a meditation level, and raising that energy up.
Hmm.
Cause it really does sound like it could be time for your Kundalini to rise and everything has shutting down for you so you could focus on your internal body. Like, because you might be a person that is highly active and engaged in the world, and so much so that you wouldn't pay attention to your spirituality, and so much. So now, like, you got the chance to sit down, and it's like, now what? And the now what is you and your spiritual development. And I know that it's going to better your life. We just don't know it, how fast or in what ways, but you have to begin to trust the process like the Philadelphia 76ers. Claim healing, claim power, claim pain free legs. Begin to exercise that psychic part of your mind as to, I don't know what's coming up next. Shit, I don't know what's coming up next for me, but I just know that whatever's next coming up for me is something that I claim to be amazing and good and wonderful. And whatever that is, I'll accept it and claim it. But it's never to the point of getting to knowing exactly how, where, what things is gonna happen. We just know I'm gonna be healed. I'm gonna start my business. I'm gonna do a career change, and I don't know exactly what's gonna happen and how, but I'm gonna fill in the blanks in the future. But I know for sure that I'm gonna heal myself. I ain't gonna have this goddamn hip pain, and hopefully I'm gonna figure out a way to heal myself before the surgery. You know what I'm saying? And if I had to take the surgery,
Does it
so
have
be it.
something to do with my stellium in the in Sagittarius
Are you a
because of the hips
Sagittarius?
and it's connected and everything? No, no, I'm a
Okay.
Virgo sun and an Aries moon,
So
Aries ascending.
Sagittarius is travel and study and being able to be free. And a lot of times with us, it's hard for us to be ourselves because we don't even. That's a hard thing to figure out. Because even if we reference everything that we wanted to do in this present moment, we will also reference everything that's holding us back from actually realizing it. So Sagittarius is a battle. Sagittarius is a journey. Sagittarius is a quest. And that arrow flying in the sky is going to be flying in the sky forever. You never see a Sagittarius glyph or a Sagittarius symbol where the arrow just hit the ground. Always moving. You know what I'm saying? And it's the idea that it's the journey. So I'm on a healing journey. I'm never going to be healed, but everything that I speak, everything that I do, everything that I study, everywhere that I go, every time that I speak, every time that I, talk to my children, my wife, anybody, nigga walking, knocking on my door, Jehovah's Witnesses and shit, is love, is peace, is healing. And however that manifests for them, so be it. But my intentions is clear. So my thing is with you to have that clear intention of healing, however it comes, because what you want is pain free. And so a lot of it is just learning to stay in motion and accepting the journey of spirituality. A lot of people, when trying to figure it out, they imagine a destination. And when you imagine a destination, that's a block within itself. Imagine a journey that you want to take, a perpetual motion
Mm-hmm.
that you want to take for the next 20 years, and just start embodying it and expressing it and allow whatever comes along that journey, love, healing, if that's the journey that you want to take, accept those fruits. Because you're going to have to plant the seed, nurture it, watch it grow, manifest it, and harvest it. And that's a process. However, it's a process that's going to work. You just have to
It's
understand
always gonna work.
every
I'm
day.
I'm coming to that realization.
Mm-hmm. Every day.
It's always gonna work. Every time I get in touch with the ancestors and ask them and be thankful, it always comes out the way I ask for.
Every
I'm
single
very
time.
appreciative of everybody in this situation. Is I don't know. I really don't know. It's hard to find the answers too. Maybe
And
I'm
that's
looking
the
too hard, or
thing.
maybe I'm looking.
That's the thing. And I don't mean to interrupt you, but that's
No,
that's
you good, brother. Go
that's
ahead.
every
Shit,
that's
talk to me.
everybody's shit. I got that shit too. You're not gonna meet a conscious person. You're not gonna meet a soul on the planet without their version of hip pain. So we need to find a solution for our collective hip pain. And generally, it's something that we have to acknowledge or claim or change into a form of destiny. Because the reality of me living in a townhouse and driving a two-door car is unacceptable when I got 4 kids and a wife. Meaning I got 6 people that can fit in a fucking car with 5 seats. And so I gotta figure out, you know what I'm saying? I could easily
Yeah, shit
fixate
gonna
on,
be difficult.
yeah. I could easily fixate on my problems right now, but shit, it's gonna work out. And if it don't work out, shit, all right, one of y'all niggas is getting in the trunk.
Gotta make a way.
Gotta make a way. One of y'all gonna sit in the front with me and your mom. If it happens, but I ain't gonna stress because it's a hella problems in my life. Don't get me started. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not minimizing your shit. I'm just saying that don't think that your problems exclude you from this build. Your problems are the actual shit that I'm actually speaking to. You know, if you can fixate on the modality of healing your pain, then that's what we gonna manifest. If you fixate on, well, nigga, I don't know. That I'm trying to, my whole goal into speaking and expressing is to get people out of that ambiguity when it comes to healing and spirituality and love. I want you to affirm that shit the same way as like, hey man, can you go to the store and get me a pack of backwoods? It'd be no question. All right, I'm gonna go to the store, get the backwoods. It's 7088. All right, boom. Cash. All right, boom. Got it. That's the same way it's gonna be about healing. Hey man, get that healing for me. All right, I'm about to go get it. It ain't like, man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can get them pack of backwoods. What you say, 788? Man, I don't know.
That's a lot up there, boy, wherever you at, man. They $5 and change down here, man. Shit.
But it ain't a thing. You ain't worried about it. You could go get it. But you
Yeah.
the same way as this conversation, it'd be the same way for healing. You could just go to the store and get it. It's easily acceptable. But if you have doubts, if you have insecurities, if you have fears, if you have, I don't know if I could actually heal this problem. This problem might be a little bit larger than the healing that you speaking to, and possibly. But I'm at least saying, focus in on it, and then give me a call back March 10th. Because I'm saying that as an astrologer, studying this shit, that month in and month out, and not to brag, but usually when I say portals is open, that's what I mean. And when portals is closed, I'm
Yeah.
talking about something else. So I'm
I heard you talk about the porters with the last caller, and that shit just talking to my homie the other day. He told me he had a dream about some portals and some UFOs.
mhm, mhm.
That's funny you said that. That it brought me back to it too. So the full moon, right? I have one last question because I don't want to hold you up, brother.
You good?
The full moon that's coming up on the ninth. What are some rituals that I can do? Simple things to do just to
Mhm,
cleanse, just to release everything. Because I'm trying to release the emotional too, along with a lot of emotional baggage. For the past month, I want to have a clean slate,
mhm,
especially for the new moon coming up after. I mean, the moon. I'm sorry, the new year, calendar year for the astrology.
mhm,
I'm just getting into it. It's coming up. What are some ways, things I could do just to cleanse the body, cleanse the mind, the soul, everything?
mhm. What I'm gonna do is get me some go to the African store and get me some dates, like the good dates, like the from Ethiopia, and I'm gonna set them off in like a little offering, and what else
Hmm.
I'm gonna have? Of course, a candle, but more than
Of
that, I'm gonna
course,
just
yeah.
kind of just allow and accept and claim and make sure that I align my subconscious with my desires, not on the ninth. Because if it was about the ninth and I start talking about this shit, is a day too late. It's about me. It's the same way if I'm talking about the full moon on the ninth. That's the same way as
Hmm.
like Macy's is having a sale Friday, 50% off, and I'm telling you it on Monday. You can't get the sale. The sale's over with. So I'm saying now, get your subconscious focused on what you're trying to manifest. And if you have trouble with it, work on it tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and don't give up on that resonance, because you only get what you intend out of life. And sometimes we give that intention up to our fear, our doubts, and our insecurities. So my ritual is to already know that the ninth is coming. And because of the ninth is coming, I'm gonna tap into all my wealth stuff, have my wealth symbols. I will also go online and look up a Bahaga Behan or a Bahaga music. That's Bhaga. And listen to that, just to get the vibes together. Or some Lakshmi,
How
because
about
that's,
Baja?
yeah.
Say that again. I didn't mean to interrupt you, brother. Say it
No,
again.
you good. Bahaga, so Bhaga, and then Behan, and that's the Sanskrit word for music, and that's Bhajan. And if you can't find
Okay.
that, just type in Lakshmi, because that's Lakshmi's brother. So it's just more or less about the god of wealth and the goddess of wealth, and same way like Ed McMahon gonna knock on your door at 2 o'clock. Make sure you at home. Just be at home, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Just be home, be aware, be present, be ready for whatever the full moon is going to give you. And accept and be prepared and be ready. If you prepared or ready for stuff to manifest, then you more inclined to receive it, as opposed to just thinking it's another day. Your eyes won't be open. Your third eye won't be open either. So another thing that I would do in preparation is to prepare, but definitely get them dates, get them
The
figs,
dates, yes.
set
I
out a
heard that
little
part.
offering. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely the move, because that fig represent prosperity, and put it along with your candle. Have your candle
Hmm.
representing prosperity. Because Bahaga, he don't give you just money. I don't want you to just think his money is more or less like spiritual
No, it's not all about
resources.
currency for me. It's more deeper than that. I
Yeah.
realize the currency is always going to come, eventually. I don't stress about that. And just like you said, getting deeper into it.
Hmm.
But I didn't mean to interrupt you though, brother. Keep going. Let
No,
me hear
I'm
what you got
just
to say.
I'm just saying spiritual energy. And so spiritual abundance. So when we reference like Richie Rich, we referencing the spiritual abundance that this full moon is offering.
Okay. Okay. I really do appreciate you.
And then watch the Richie Rich movie too. I'm encouraging the whole family to
I
get
seen it
on
when
there.
I was young, and it was a good movie.
Mhm. Mhm. Tap
I think it
in.
had what Macaulay Culkin in it.
Mhm. Mhm. That was a nice flick.
Yeah,
It'd be good to
I
tap into that.
remember. I really do appreciate it. I'll be tuned in, ready. My daughter get ready for school in the morning times.
Indeed.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I
I'll be
really do
back on it
appreciate it.
Monday. I'll be back up on it Monday. Thanks for calling in, man. Make yourself
Uh,
a regular, man. Tap in. Let me know and email me about that hip stuff because I'm going to actually do some research because I want to do some research and then just pass some information along to you so you could just have it. You feel me? So email me and be like, we was talking on the live or whatever, and I'll just compile all my research because I got additional research that I didn't put in the live or the article. So I'm gonna just browse all of that just so I can give you some additional resources because I know I didn't give you everything that you possibly needed on this call, but I do got some stuff for you.
but if you have that for real, because I definitely will email you on that. You can send me everything you have, and pertaining
Yeah.
to that.
One
I
thousand
really do
percent,
appreciate it.
1000% email me hoodmystic@gmail.com.
I appreciate it, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Oh, you good, man. I appreciate you. Have a good
Have
evening.
a good one, man. Good night for you and your wife and your kids, man.
Thank
God
you.
bless.
Thank you so much. And have a good night.
All right, peace.
Peace. 202. You tapped in with the Hood Mystic. Who might I be talking with?
Peace, Hood Mystic. This is Prime Harmonic.
Peace, Prime.
How are you tonight? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Just relaxing,
How
man.
how you even still awake?
Um, I don't know, man. I just, it's a job. When you ever have a job and you just be like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just be there, and it don't
Happy in
matter.
your work.
Yeah, this is my job. So I remember like I had this recovery services teacher, and she used to tell us how like she used to come to work like out for 2 hours of sleep, and she'd be mad energetic and stuff, and she'd be doing all this type of
Mm.
stuff. And I asked her one day, I'm like, you say you don't never get no sleep, but you always hear energetic and shit. Like, why you ain't never tired? And she told me, she was like, I don't allow myself to be tired. And when she told me that, I
Uh,
just never forgot that. So if I'm
yes,
driving
sir.
or something, or if I got something to do, and I got something to do, if I ain't got no sleep, that's not an excuse. Because once you say I'm tired, then your body
Yes,
follows
sir.
along. But if you say I'm awake, I'm energetic, I'm here, I'm ready, I'm whatever, I'm present, your body follows along too. So yeah, that's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
I've been having that conversation with a lot of my peoples this past like couple of weeks, and it's all about that spiritual identification. That's why I like watching Muji. I don't know if you ever watched his set
Muji,
songs or anything.
yeah, 100.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I got his book, Vaster Than Sky, Greater Than Space. That brother's on it. But by introducing you to your authentic self, one of the things he talks about is how when we before we came here, like my name ain't William, your name ain't Kyrie.
Right.
Before we got named, we were the I am,
Hmm.
but the I am only came when we started identifying with us being in this physical realm.
Right. Right.
So, I've been having a lot of chats with my peoples because, they asking me questions or saying stuff like, why is this way? Why is that way?
Hmm.
And I just keep doing the same thing. I keep telling them the same time, like, what point of view are you looking at it from? If you're
Vantage
looking
point.
at it from the point of view of a personality,
Hmm.
then yeah, you got to act your part out.
Hmm.
But people don't understand that they set up a role for themselves, and then they stick their spirit in that role and they forget that they stuck their spirit in that role and they don't know to reclaim it and step back and chill out.
Right. Right.
I don't know if I said that too well.
No, you said it perfectly, because your personality is a choice, but the trick is when you forget that your personality is your choice and you think that your personality is everything that you are, then you fucked up in the game, because now they got you. It's black woman this, black man that, fight for your rights,
male,
this,
female,
go,
right,
they got
poor.
you. They got you. Ain't no coming back from that. And that's 99% of the population. And so the conversations that we have, the bills that we have are on, I'm not even a fucking human being.
Right.
So when we have conversations and we relating from a soul spiritual level. So the people close to you, they either go and relate to you on the soul spiritual level. I get your soul, I get your spirit, or they looking at you like, there go Darren's ass. Like, that's not even me. That's something my mama gave me that name.
Right. I don't know if Natasha's still listening or not, but it's along the lines of one of the things she said. Like, she was talking about, her peoples around her, they ain't with the spiritual uplifting journey, or they're not following along. And she can't be tied down by that, and I totally understand that. It's like I'm at a point now where I'm learning, or I should say even exercising. I'm exercising that I can't worry about them, but when I radiate my authentic self, then it will inspire others around me to radiate their authentic selves or get the hell out the road.
That's it. That's the game right there. That's it.
So, brother, I want to thank you. The last time we spoke, you were like, "Yo, I know you know some breathing techniques. You need to write something, right?" So I've been writing, but what I found out is that, man, I've had to retailer what I was writing, because breathing is not just as simple as breathing.
Right.
Because you got your phrenic nerves that control your diaphragm motion.
I need a bomb emoji. This brother's about to drop. This brother's about to drop. Y'all better get out the way. Y'all better move.
I ain't even finished writing, bro. But your diaphragm is like, it's the most important muscle, because it as it expands, it pushes air out of your lungs, and then as it contracts, it's letting air in. And I'm just, by you having me do that research, I'm learning more. It's kind of like a trampoline with a hard floor in the middle. It's kind of like what your diaphragm is, but it's really two of them. You got a left and a right side to your diaphragm. So you could have paralysis on one side of your body and like only have one lung breathing.
Whoa.
That can happen, right? So it's kind of like a backup system in nature, right? Why have one muscle kill both your lungs? It makes sense. We got two brain hemispheres. We got two eyes, two nostrils. You know what I'm saying? Everything else is in twos. So, but in addition to the diaphragm, you got your ribs, your clavicle muscles, the collarbone, right? Shoulders, the wings, your shoulder blades. Because when you breathe in and you're taking that air in to your belly, after your belly starts to fill up, then your ribs should expand. Like if you ever been fishing and you ever seen a fish's gills open up, that's how your ribs should expand when that air is starting to come up into the upper lungs after you filled up the lower lungs. And that's when the shoulders raise slightly. And then when you exhale, it just goes in the reverse direction. The ribs squeeze in, and then diaphragm pushes the air out. So I got you, man.
How to breathe. I'm
writing it.
How to breathe,
I'm writing it
man. Hood Mystic and
Well,
Prime Harmonic. You go, it'll be like, dang, you got chicks on the chat like, is he single? Like, what's your number? You about to take over, bro. How to breathe? These
nah,
niggas
man,
know how
nah,
to do
I can't take
everything.
over, man. It's your channel,
No,
bro.
man, no. They be like, nigga be like, how you manifest $1 million? How you get a lover? How you do this? How you do that?
Right, right.
How to fucking breathe? Oh man, it's a wrap. We about to take it over, man. And the shit that you just explained just took my whole breathing meditation up to a whole level. You just said some shit for like 60
Word,
seconds. You feel me? So
word,
we need a
word.
whole entire
Yes, sir.
build. I'm gonna sit here, be your comic relief, and you just go. I'm gonna have the bomb. I'm gonna have the bomb sound effect, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, everybody, move out the way. Move out the way."
All right, all right.
We about
Well,
to do it.
let me,
How to
let me just.
breathe. We about to turn
I'm
up.
a. Yeah, man. You got it. You got it.
Man.
So it's like step one, though. Step one is before you start messing with, because like I told you the last time, I was born with asthma.
Mm-hmm.
So, all my young life, I have been trying to control my breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was talking about the phrenic nerve, right, that's what they call a efferent nerve. You got efferent nerves in your body, which control your muscles. That's your voluntary action.
Mm-hmm.
And you have afferent nerves, which tell you where everything is or how you feeling, what's touching you, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Sensory
nerves.
So
Sensory nerves,
right,
and then voluntary nerves when you got to smack the shit out of somebody.
exactly.
You using big words, so I got to repeat this shit to just let you know I'm following you and let myself know I'm following you. Go ahead.
All right,
We
so
gonna do it. It's
the
gonna be
reason that
epic, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna be
man, I'm
epic.
telling you, I'm gonna write this up because I want to give it to She Rain and see if she can distill it into like a couple of sheets or something. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For the set, but
No doubt.
So the reason that the yogis have you start working with breath is because that's the gateway into you self-realizing your nervous system. Because until you can understand and learn to operate with your autonomous nervous system, you can't do things like control your heartbeat, control your temperature, control your reactions. You know what I'm saying? The more you learn to meld with your body through your nervous system, the more you'll learn to relax and be able to flow with the different energies that come in life. So with the lungs, with breathing, those two systems are connected. Your voluntary system is connected to your breathing, as well as your sensory system.
Right.
So,
okay.
But there's two parts.
Okay,
There's
y'all gonna
the
have to move out.
autonomous
Y'all
part of
move
your
out the way.
breathing.
Move out the way. Move out the way. Move out the way. Move out the way. Okay. Y'all good? Y'all good?
All
Y'all
right,
safe?
man.
Y'all safe? All right. Go ahead.
So there's the autonomous part of your breathing that when you are asleep, you ain't got to be like, I got to keep breathing in and out, or I'm going to die. You ain't got to worry about that, right? Because that's taken care of through your autonomous nervous system. Now, the voluntary nervous system also has control there. And when you learn to work those two things together, when you learn to focus on your breathing and work it, and I'm gonna say something about that next. When you start learning that, then you start to learn how to deal with your nervous system and how it responds to life and how you respond to life.
Right.
So,
and that's magic right there. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. The very first and most important thing is to learn to observe the breath without trying to control it. And I'm only saying that from my experience, right? Almost 50 years of trying to control my breathing to deal with my asthma or endurance if I'm doing martial arts or running and stuff like that. And, I finally learned that in my meditations and with help of others, that first and foremost, I have to understand how my body breathes So our body takes care of so many things for us without our worrying about it, right? So instead of me trying to control it, if I'm running up a hill and I start feeling my lungs start doing something weird, instead of trying to fight it and make them say, no, I want you to breathe this way, I'm starting to learn to say, okay, what are my lungs trying to do? I'm trying to breathe into the lower lobes more or the higher lobes, or I need to expand my ribs, you know what I'm saying? I'll try to make my body allow my breathing to be more comfortable. I let the breathing be the boss. And then when I let the breathing be the boss, I have a smoother journey.
Than trying to control something that's way smarter than your ass. It's like hopping in front of a goddamn aircraft and your ass ain't never had no pilot lessons and thinking you about to fly so goddamn ship. Just
exactly.
This is turbulence, ma'am. Get your ass to the back, put your goddamn seatbelt on, and fucking relax, okay?
Yes. So the first thing that I'm going to have in that writing is how to observe the breath. And the way to observe the breath is to, excuse my language, it's late at night, right? I can say this. The way to observe the breath is to just calm the fuck down and let it do what it do.
Ashe.
You know, you can't, hands off. And just let it do what it do. 100%. And allow it. When you feel your breath trying to force your body to move a certain way, let it. See where it takes you.
Yeah.
Right? And then when you can observe your breath, when you learn how to do that, that's when it's time to start, when you're comfortable with that, I should say. That's when it's time to start, okay, how can I manipulate my breath to heat my body up if I'm cold, or to cool my body down if I'm hot, or to make sure I don't get too excited when this fine chick walks by me because I can't let her see me react like that, you know? You know what I'm saying?
Because the deeper level is you do all of the meditations and shit, and then the shorty come to you like, hey, daddy, and you like,
that breath.
Boy, if you don't get your lame ass on, you can't even talk. You know? So you gotta know, but all of that is breathing though, because when you in your flow and you just in your vibe, you come back with the hotline. Don't be calling me daddy if you ain't trying to get spanked. You know, you quicker because your mind then flow. You know, so you know you got to be a little bit more looser, more, you know, and the breathing is going to help you pick up more chicks. So you know, we taking it to whole nother levels, Prime. So you know, you gonna have to make me do a part 2 to this goddamn video, bro. You keep going.
I'm good, dog. Look, I just wanted to tell you that I'm working on it, man. You know, you put the challenge out there, and I'm like, you know, you're right, brother. I'm gonna write this thing up, man. So it's coming. You know, I ain't rushing.
How to breathe? That's epic.
But I'm just trying to get it down so that, you know, it's understandable by many. Like, you won't need no medical degree. I'm going to use the right terminology, because if you look that shit up on Wikipedia or whatever, even though that ain't the best source of information, but if you look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about, because you'll know the right terms, you know, for the nerves and the muscles and all that. And of interest, when you see them people karate chopping on the back of the neck, that's your cervical part of your spine, the vertebrae C3, C4, and C5. That's where those phrenic nerves come out to your diaphragm. Okay. That's why that chop, like, you messing people up.
Shut you down.
Because you're messing with their breathing pattern. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's other muscles connected, you know, innervated through those vertebrae, but, you know, that's where your diaphragm breathing comes from. That's why
I got you one better. I got you one better, Prime. I got one better for you. When I walk up to you and put my 2 fingers and jug you in your goddamn solar plexus.
Yes.
It shut your whole shit down.
Yes, exactly. Because the diaphragm's connected to that front. The diaphragm hooks up there, and when you do that, you're giving it a jar, you know, boom. Getting hit in the stomach, losing your wind, same thing. Yep. So anyway, man, thank you for the inspiration. I'm going to continue writing.
How to breathe, bro.
I'll make sure y'all get that, man.
Sooner than later.
First, how to observe it. First how to observe it,
Sooner or
then
later,
then
and
how to
just
work
do it
with
in
it.
parts, man. Because you could write a one page, and we could talk about just that one page alone, and it'd be like a whole bill like we just had times 10. So, just
Right.
don't even put more stress on it than you actually would, and just kind of shoot from the hip, and just once you get it
Yeah.
together, just I'm gonna invite you onto the show, and we're gonna present it to the people. How to breathe, part
Yes, sir.
one, part two, part
All
three,
right,
part
man.
four.
All right.
That's my challenge to you. Step up to the plate, bro. It
Yes,
ain't
sir.
nothing, man. It ain't nothing. You already got it, man. You already got the ladies throwing pennies on the stage and shit. You feel me? So
All right, bro.
you got
Hey,
it
man, I
lit.
like
You got
pennies
it
too,
lit for the
bro. They
night,
add up.
Prime. You got it lit for the night, man. You don't even know, man. Your breathing got you on a whole nother level, bro. It got you into alpha male strategies and shit. Now.
Hey, man, but like I said, thank you for the
Oh
inspiration.
man,
I'm gonna put it down and I'm gonna make sure I get it out to the fam so
yeah,
you can have it to reference. You know what I mean?
indeed, indeed, man. Indeed, Prime.
So peace.
Have a good night, bro.
All right, you too. You
All
too.
right,
I'm
I'll
still
be
on the
looking
chat.
out for you. All
Later.
right, cool. Pass your
Peace. Peace.
number out. It's some. Take it easy, Prime.
All right, bro. Peace.
Peace. 909, you tapped in with the Hood Mystic.
What up, Hood?
Chilling. This Savvy?
No, this show.
Show. Okay, y'all. Just Cali though.
Yeah, showstopper.
I be knowing
Yeah,
that
for
Cali
sure.
accent though, like a mug. Like I be knowing.
Hey, Cali is active.
All
You
day,
already
right?
know.
All day, like.
For real. So,
This-
yeah, I was just listening to the show, and I just want to say, I appreciate you again. And, I used to watch that cartoon Richie Rich when I was little.
Mhm.
That was one of my favorite cartoons. And the Silver Spoons.
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
Silver Spoons was dope, too, back in the day.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm going to definitely kind of tap into that. But what I wanted to talk about was basically what you be talking about with the mounds and everything.
Mhm.
So I know you be like, find out where the mounds is at, where you live and everything, and I'm on the west.
Mhm.
But when you were saying mounds, I don't know, in my mind I was thinking like sand dunes, like
Mhm.
mounds, like mountains, like hills,
Mhm. Mhm. Same
So,
thing. Same thing.
right, so I remember my dad used to say, his mom used to tell him, the older you get, the crazier you get. The older you get, the dumber you get, And I'm like, I don't know what this man is talking about. Like, how when you get older, you get dumber? Like, that sounds stupid as fuck. But, excuse my French.
You good?
Anyway, so I was like, it's been on my mind all week. Like, look up where the mounds is at near you. So I just Googled mounds near me.
Mhm.
And the Orange Show popped up. I'm from San Bernardino, and it's a place called the Orange Show because we was like really big in the citrus industry,
Mhm.
So, and I was like, what? And then it was like mounds all over America, Indian burial grounds, blah blah blah. And I was like, wow, I didn't know mounds meant Indian burial grounds.
Mhm. Mhm.
I'm about to do it right now. So I was like, wow, but it came back to me like, duh, like. The Orange Show is a basically like an urban legend, or basically, but it's real though.
Mhm.
That the Orange Show is cursed because every year they have a fair at the Orange Show, and every year it rains on the Orange Show, and they said, oh, because it's cursed because they built it on top of an Indian burial ground.
Shut the fuck up.
So I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Mhm.
So then I went to looking it up.
Mhm.
And it said that when the white settlers came into this part of the country, they had a bounty on all the Indians' heads, and I think they got paid. I don't want to lie, but they got paid like it's basically an insignificant amount for a person's life.
Right.
But they got paid for each person that they murdered, and they took over the land, and then they still had the cemetery up, but then as the citrus started booming, they wanted to plant citrus trees on top of their cemetery. So, they started to go through all the proper channels to get it to stop, but they ended up just, bulldozing it and planting the trees before they even had a chance to really protest. So they said the Serrano Indians put a curse on the orange show so that every year it would rain. So every year, no matter what month they put it in, it always rains. But the first orange show was in, let me look, it was in 1889.
Mm-hmm.
And the first national fair was a 5-day event, and it was held on March the 6th, which is today.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
So,
Wow.
yeah, I just thought that was crazy.
That is, because that remind me of a story in Ohio. There's this like golf course, and they play like a major golfing event. But before that golfing event, with all the golfers, they get drunk as shit. They get like shit faces. They drink
That's
mad
what they do
liquor.
at the golf course, though. That's what they do.
And they be pouring liquor like on some Tupac shit for the dead homies, just so they can play golf without it raining. And that's a tradition. Like, people who don't even drink, they be feeling like they gotta go there and drink and do that shit because they really want to get their golf. So they be appeasing the
They gotta
spirits
appease the
because they
gods.
know they
Yeah,
gotta.
they
So
gotta
they
appease.
mad liquor though. They get toasty. You feel me? So it's like that's a real thing. Like, and we don't know about that shit, but we could do the same thing. We could go to the mounds and to the orange show and to these actual places, because even though they bulldoze the stuff, the energy is still there, the curse is still relevant. But the same way they might curse an event,
Right,
they'll
sure.
bless you. So that orange and that grove, it also speaks to abundance as well. So you could tap into that as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's going on today or whatever, whenever it does go back on, or even if it ain't going on, shit, we be going to places that's closed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't give a shit.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Oh, it's still open, and they still have events there.
Okay.
The orange show is not popping like it used to be when I was growing up. Yeah, she'll be right back. It don't matter. I should have locked my door. But anyways, yeah. So the orange show, it's not popping like it used to be. You know how things was, back in the day. But then as gang banging and things, get more prevalent, things kind of dwindle down. But the actual site that it was at, it's like a movie theater. It's like right in downtown where the actual cemetery was at. So I was thinking I might just, mosey on down that way and just, chill, during this weekend and chill down there. But, citrus was a big part of, our lifestyle here in this area. And my grandmother, she had a navel orange tree in her backyard that she used to baby all the time. So I always try to put a navel orange on my ancestor altar, for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking of some things like I Googled the angel number for 909, which is my area code.
Mm-hmm.
And when I Googled it before, I just Googled it. I know you was talking about the concurrence, with the Hebrew and everything. But I just Google and I just look through and I just see whatever resonates with me. So the first time I did it, it was like self-help, like help yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the city where I'm at right now, it's like right behind Detroit in poverty in the United States. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have our, our good sides and our bad sides or whatever, and it's like, a lot of murder that goes on around here and everything. But this is, where I come from, where I grew up, so, I don't see it as that. But it's basically that's what we need, because it's like little known fact about San Bernardino, like, this is where McDonald's started. Like, the people that started McDonald's, the brothers, they sold to the guy, I forgot his name, Ray something, and he's the one that made it the big conglomerate,
Right.
But we have the first site of McDonald's right here on East Street, and we have a museum. And you go down there, and it's like, you don't even see nobody from the city go to the museum. You see people from out of the country, like out of the state, go to the museum, and they go and they like, well, I look like a third world country down here. Like, what I'm saying? Like, it's really sad.
Right.
Like, with the homelessness and the blight and everything. But I was like, that's just like a really like a key. Like, like self-help, like we need to help ourselves. And another thing I feel like real strong towards with my city as well is just like the water. Like, we used to have a lot of water around here. And I think like that has a lot to do with a lot of the poverty and the sadness
Mm-hmm.
that I could feel throughout the city because there's no water, there's no cleansing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing to come through here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're right on the valley, the basin of Big Bear. So
Mm-hmm.
like all the snow and everything that would fall up on the mountains, it would melt and come down through the valley.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what time, but then they dammed it up and they start
Mm.
bottling the water
Mm.
with Nestle. I think Nestle pay like $200 a year or something to pump the water. But I know you heard
God
of Arrowhead
damn.
water. Yeah,
God
Arrowhead
damn.
water.
Mm-hmm.
That they do bottling Arrowhead water, and the Indians that are from this area, the Serrano Indians, they actually have an arrowhead engraved into the side of the mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that really has a lot to do with just the way that the people in my city just, don't have it's just like sad. Just like I need to just make a whole big old sage bonfire and just like burn
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the city because it's
Mm-hmm.
just like so much
Mm-hmm.
poverty and sadness. But that water, I mean, my grandma used to tell me in the wash, they would go swimming in the wash. They could put watermelons down in the water,
Mm-hmm.
and let them get cold and just have a good time. But
Mm-hmm.
I think by them damming that up,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of like damn the city at the
Ooh,
same time.
for sure.
And I just think that going around to the whole Indian connection and with me myself, like on my dad's side of the family, my aunt did a whole lineage, and she found out that we weren't owned by white people when we were slaves. We were owned by Indians, and we
Mm.
were owned by an Indian woman in Oklahoma. That's where my dad is from. It was the Chickasaw and Choctaw Indians, and she was a very wealthy Choctaw Indian named Letitia, which is my real name, same
Wow.
name.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just like, wow, all this is like coming back together. And I was just like, I don't know. A lot of people tell me like I should get into like politics or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I really feel a strong calling like to try to like, protest against Nestle, like to get this water back, coming through my city. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just something ain't right with that. And I know that we have a lot of underground rivers and streams that
Mm-hmm.
were built on top of in this city as well.
Mm-hmm.
And when I, speak with my cousin, he it's a mall we have downtown that right across the street from the Orange Show, matter of fact. And he said every time he goes, he hears like a lot of ringing in his ears.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, that could be, from that water, from whatever that entity is up under the ground, up under that mall. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just
Yeah. It's
little
definitely
fun
it,
fact.
it's definitely important listening to everything that you said for you to kind of figure out a way to tap in and really figure out like your geomantic point of view. And geomantic is just earth and magic. So through earth magic and through connections to the earth and particular vibrations, your brother referencing his ears ringing is represent a frequency, is representing a particular language. So because the language ain't the language that me and you are talking or the language that me and you understand, it just written off as like my ears is ringing. But at the end of the day, the ancestors are trying to talk to you because they can't bulldoze over the spirit or the energy. They can put a mall, they can put a grove, they can do a strip mall or whatever the case they want to build. The only thing that's going to exist though is the geomantic field and the electromagnetic field. And so you might get caught up on the hows and the whys and the whats. But my thing is, don't get caught up on that, just get caught up on your connection to source because your ancestors and your guides, they ready to lead you and ready to tell you what to do, but you got to just be open enough to hear it because there's a lot of many varieties and ways that this energy can push you and lead you, and it could be politics, it could be protest, and it can be a variety of things, but you gonna know for sure what it is because your connection to source, your connection to your ancestral lineage is so strong that you know without a shadow of a doubt what to do. And I'm only speaking from experience. I'm only here having this conversation with you is because I listened to that calling to the mounds and then that high pitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? What the hell is that? But
Right, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
I've learned to
yeah.
listen to it and I've learned to follow it through intuition and through being present.
Okay, I feel you on that, but I still don't know what to do.
You
So
don't have to
yeah,
know. You don't have to know.
that's what I'm saying.
You don't have to know. That's the
You
thing.
know, a lot of criminal mind is like, we need to tax the hell out of Nestle. Like, let's get our bread. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
everybody out here, is in the struggle. Not everybody, but there's a lot of people out here in the struggle.
Hmm.
And it just seemed like to me that y'all, they like the people in power ain't in our, highest good out here, which shouldn't matter to me as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But it's still being so empathic and walking through these, city, walking through my city, walking through these streets, is very depressing.
I
You know what
see
I'm saying?
I
So,
see a foundation, a nonprofit organization called the Aquarius Foundation. And Aquarius being the water bearer, carrying the water from one river stream to the collective village and creating a mission statement to make sure that people have their enough water to survive and thrive and telling people how essential water is and putting up your fundraisers and doing your events and spreading your awareness, waking up every day, working on your 501c3. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? But it gets to a point of having that connection to source and give you the courage and then the clarity to say, all right, I'm about to start working on my 501c3. I'm going to start organizing my fundraising event. I'm going to start looking for donation and angel donors to help me get my mission across because I feel like this needs to happen. And the indecision that you're experiencing is only natural because it's fear. But love your future, right? Love the outcome before it even happens. Cause I could see a
and that's
foundation
crazy.
called the Aquarius Foundation, and just I could see that, and everything you saying is everything about the sun being an Aquarius, and you can live out a whole mythology, sis. You know what I'm saying? Beyond
Yeah, and
yourself.
that's crazy you said that because I forgot to mention this because I was talking about how I Googled the area code, and before it was like, I resonated with it saying self-help. So I was looking for that, and I couldn't find it. But when I Googled it tonight, it says the number is all about humanity and the need for compassion and
Mm.
care in our relationships. The angel number 909 is often related to spiritual energies. In fact, the number 9 has been associated with spiritual phenomenon and cultures around the world. It is associated with spiritual peace. Damn, everybody want to call me. Oh, text me. Okay, spiritual peace and awakening, for example. So
Mm.
yeah, that goes with along with the community and compassion. So I was like, yeah, that's what's up. So that's one of the things I'm gonna put on my to-do list.
Look
For
into
sure.
it.
Just
Look into it,
get
and just
together.
put your mind on a solution. And maybe it ain't a nonprofit. Maybe it ain't nothing at all. But I'm saying, like, if you wanted to, you could and be hella
Yeah, and I
successful.
have been wanting to
Yeah,
start a nonprofit. I have. I
yeah.
have been wanting to start a nonprofit for years, and it ain't nothing to it but to do it. But it's just, like we say, these 3D, I still got to work. I still got to do this. I still got my kids, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So it's just getting to a space where I have the time and energy to put into that, and that's what I'm working towards right now.
It's so much
And it's going to
prosperity,
happen.
clarity, and awareness and gifts when you connect to the mount. That'll help you
That's what
out
I'm
of
going to
your
do this weekend
presence.
for
That'll
sure.
help you out of your present
Right.
situation because our present situations is stuff that we all have. But what helps me as a melanated person with Indian blood that flows through my veins is when I connect to my ancestors at these mounds. They help me out like no other thing that I could express to the people. And people either say I never been to the mounds or I've been to the mounds and I know what you're talking about, but you gotta even the tar fields.
And I've been there. That's what's crazy. I've been there like several times. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
But didn't have,
the
just didn't know that
awareness.
I was. exactly. I didn't have the awareness.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the consciousness that that's where I was at, and that's why I was like, yeah, the older you get, the dumber you get. I didn't realize that's what it was, but when I did, it was like, bing, light bulb.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you, and I
Your,
just wanted to
your
share that with
damn
you.
nonprofit foundation, though, sis. Get to it.
Yeah, I need to get to that. That's one of my 2020 goals for sure.
Let's get to it. I
For
mean,
sure.
steps, little baby steps. All good.
That's all it is. That's all it is. And it's in the works. I got my connections. I got my my support system,
Mm-hmm.
down. I got people that's gonna help me, write it out, got the whole template. All I gotta do is insert my vision and my mission statement and everything. It ain't nothing to it but to do it. But I already told you I hate homework. That's the only thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
like doing homework.
Yeah.
But I like learning.
Mm-hmm.
I like talking my shit. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes down to sitting down and actually doing it, it's like, oh, I can find 1,000 other things to do.
But think about it
Okay.
though, it possibly could be like 16 hours worth of work that can change your whole entire life. It's all about, like, I used to run a 501c3 sector of a major corporation in Cleveland, and my
Mhm.
job was essentially filling out forms. When you want a 501c3 and you want your 501c3 to be successful, you just have to be a nice form taker. And so it's very
Yeah,
tedious, it's very not
exactly.
fun, but the results are you able to have, set up your foundation and be able to distribute your funds and then, get particular grants and things of that nature that you say I'm struggling with work and I got to do the 9 to 5. If you get your 501c3 popping, you could
I ain't gonna have to work. That's gonna be my work. Exactly.
yeah,
That's gonna be my work.
yeah,
I already know all of this, but it's just the fact of getting my butt up and doing it. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And I sit down and do this, work on the computer real quick,
mm-hmm,
or am I about to go braid some hair and do some laundry? Oh, the kids got to go to school in the morning. Okay, I got to do this real quick, and then by then I'm burnt out.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you said, baby steps. So,
mm-hmm.
I get a little bit done each day, each week, you know what I'm saying? I try to think in a bigger picture, like what's the one thing I could do today to get to my goal, you know what I'm saying? But
How about this? How
maybe I'm
about
just,
this? How about this? Tell yourself you done made it a long way. You done came a long distance from where you was at, and give yourself some credit. Be
yeah,
grateful
that's what I'm
for.
working, that's what I'm doing right now, giving myself self-care and
Mm-hmm.
just, you know what I'm saying, giving myself time to just slow it down and just doing what I want to do while I just could be happy in the moment, you know what I'm saying, and not
Yeah.
stressing myself out,
Because the reality is
period.
that you don't have your 501c3 thing, and that could hold you down. But another reality could be we had a conversation about it and we made a directional turn or a pivot towards it. And then tomorrow you might take one more step towards it. And then the next day you might take another step towards it. And congratulating yourself,
Right,
pumping yourself up along the way, because the longer you do it, the easier it becomes. Starting some shit is the hardest thing you ever done, but maintaining and sustaining some shit is very easy, and you gonna reflect on this time like, damn, that's really cool that, I went through that process and not having it. Now I have it. Now I gotta maintain it and sustain it. Now I got a whole bunch of other problems to deal with. But that's the beauty of, doing the things that really excite you in your
right,
passion,
right.
and it free you from doing shit that you don't even like doing, that you feel like you have to do. So, be inspired and take every day seriously. And if you put 20 minutes towards your goal, that's good. Pat yourself on the back. Try again tomorrow to put 25 minutes towards it. You can only do what you can, give it is what
Right,
it
and that's
is.
what I was gonna say. Maybe I'm spreading myself too thin because I got so many dreams and goals. So it's like I work on my goals every day. You know what I'm saying? But it might not be the same goal every day.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And
So
make sure that you're
maybe at
not
this
doing
time
that.
it's showing me what to put on the front burner and some things to put on the back burner. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly. Because only a couple things is going to really make you happy. And then another thing, like what we was talking about in the build, is separate all of the things that you might do because another person might be happy for you, and just do the thing that's going to make
No,
you
I don't
happy.
do nothing because another person gonna be happy for me. I don't care about who gonna be happy for me about nothing. It's about me being happy. That's it. Because that's the only way I'm gonna be happy is if I'm happy. I don't care. You could be happy for me, and I love that. But I don't care about nobody else being happy for me. I always, walk to the beat of a different drummer with my own path. You know what I'm saying? If everybody doing this, I want to do something else. I never like going with the flow and being with the fads or anything like that. I always like to do my own thing. So that's not what drives me. It's just that I get passionate about things, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, yeah, that's what I want to do. And then I just get burnt out, you know what I'm saying? And I need to keep that fire, keep that energy, because like I said, I need to learn how to better guard my energy, you know what I'm saying? Because I'll be out here with people and it's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, negative. I don't want to say like they pushing it towards me, but it's just sad, you know what I'm saying, to see homeless people on the street, to see, you know what I'm saying, kids out here, getting killed on their way home from school. Like, you know what I'm saying, like that affects me, you know what I'm saying, because this is my, they're like in close proximity to me, so I feel that. And I need to, you know what I'm saying, learn how to protect myself against that without hardening my heart.
Right. But the irony is you seeing all of this and you experiencing all of this is because you are the person that's going to do something about it. There's a lot of people that's oblivious to things and they ain't sent on this earth to do something about it. The thing of it is that the seed of the idea ain't the actual tree. So the manifestation of you being in politics and the manifestation of you being a community leader is a real thing that just really spirit just wants you to walk into and step into and just claim and just walk into. But it don't, the problems that exist is based upon your modality and your availability to actually heal the things, because this is something that you can do. This is something that you are called to do, and it's a evolution. It's a growth. It's something that you might look back in 3 years and be like, I did that shit. But at this particular point, you doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I'm trying to be happy in the process right now,
continue the conversation. Have
yeah. And sometimes
conversations.
I just be like, fuck all this fuck shit. I'm just gonna be about me, you know what I'm saying? Because it's hard because I, get into a mode where I'm trying to help people, but then I get into a codependent relationship with people where I want them to do what I want them to do. You know what I'm saying? And if they don't do what I want them to do, then it's a problem, So I try to, like, back myself up from that so I can have good boundaries, because that's just how I am, because I want the best for people. So I'm just like, I can't tell people what's the best for them, but I can see the fuck shit that you're doing, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I got to learn how to let people make their own mistakes,
Yeah.
Come on, sit down.
And then focus in on your shit. And once you focus in on yours,
Sit down.
like I think I was talking about in your reading, like your lover or your actual person that's going to align with you is based upon your career choice. So once you walking into your career choice and people see you for who you are and who you will becoming, then it's going to be somebody to step up like, yo, let me help you or let me offer you some assistance. But the first part of this is you actually stepping into it and accepting that. And then whatever comes along with it, whether it's a new relationship, new homes, new finances, and things of that nature, all of that's going to come. But, the most important thing is you directing your life to something of the Aquarian vibration, something of a higher calling. And that's a difficult thing, but
It is. It
the more
is.
you help people,
It
though,
is.
the more you will actually be helped.
Yeah, and then the fact that I don't like to be vulnerable. I don't like to put myself out there like that. It's like, I got it. I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That's the type of attitude I have. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I asked you to do this one thing, and if it don't get done right, then I'm through. Like, oh, no, I can't depend on you. You know what I'm saying? But I need to be more easy with people. You know what I'm saying? More understanding with people so I can have that support system so I won't feel like everything is on me. and burn myself out. So I know what the hell I need to do. It's just the fact doing it. You know what I'm saying? Just getting reprogramming my mind to be able to, accept myself.
But it's happening though.
Period.
It's happening. It's in the process. That's all we can actually hope for and wish for it to actually manifest. And you and me in the same boat. Got to reprogram my subconscious to align with my desires. I want a new home. I want a nice car. I want to expand my business. I want to evolve. And that's the beautiful part of life. It's not scary. It's not. It shouldn't be something that holds you down. Because we all like this channel and everything is like support within manifesting your dreams. We all in the space of manifesting your dreams. Our dream.
Right.
We all are.
That's why I love this. That's why I'm like, every day I'm on this because it's like food for me. You know what I'm saying? So even though I don't have people that I feel or I see, I do, but I don't have a lot of people, the people that I really, would wish that would be close to me, be on this same path with me. I feel as if when I'm on these lives and I'm reading the chat and listening to you, that I have, someone I could connect with, somebody that understands me, somebody that could, help me to be a better person. So yeah, I appreciate that, and I appreciate everybody for real.
That's all we doing. That's all we doing.
Yeah, so that's it, Hood. I'm gonna hit you up though.
All right, showstopper.
To get that astrology chart done.
Oh yeah.
On everything.
Yeah, just let me know. I'll be available.
All right, I just wanted to ask you, how are you always available? Like, what you be doing?
The ancestors really fuck with me. They give me a life where I'm able to kind of focus in on my work and my thing, and financial stuff and things like that is always taken care of for me, and spiritual
I
stuff.
always appreciate that. You like, I'm always available. I'm like, that's what's up.
This is my
a
job.
Nigga like me, like, don't call me. No, I don't feel like talking right now. But that's what's up.
My job is to help other people
that.
in the realms of spirituality. Some people is accountants. Some people, work at factories. But every day.
Yeah, but everybody don't have customer service 24/7, and they the only one on the line. That's what I'm saying.
Because people only going like a hotline or something. They only gonna want you when they need you. Like when people is partying. So if I help a person spiritually, right, and they'll manifest something that they want, the last person that they thinking about is my black ass, because they in their own little bliss. So I feel like I do a good job to where people, I would feel like a horrible healer if every time a person called me every goddamn day all the time, then I'm not actually healing, and for real, I'm only healing through conversation. I want to give you something you take home with you, you develop it, and go on your own path. I don't want you calling my ass every day. I got shit to do. I just, if I don't give you nothing of sustainable, then, but you feel like, okay, that's something that I got, but I don't got it. And maybe you might need to remind me and remind you, you got it. Okay, I got it. Okay, we good. I've been doing this for a while. There'll be thousands of people that, I only got to talk to 1 or 2 times, So with my work, it ain't never a whole thing where it's a whole bunch of people gathered around my ass looking at me like I'm some goddamn guru. My intention is for you to awaken your soul, awaken your ancestry, awaken your lineage, and you can go to their ass. You know what I'm saying? Don't come to me. Go to your goddamn ancestors. You know what I'm saying? They can help you way better than I can.
Yeah, because things ain't made like that no more. Usually things is made for you could keep on coming back. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. That's how it's designed that way. It's designed that way. Yeah, that's what I try to be. I peep the game of people having spiritual stuff, and they just want people to buy into whatever they got and keep coming back. Shit, if you got something for me, then good. You know what I'm saying? You good. And you might not listen to me. You might be like, it'll be a certain time where I'm off of your frequency too, and I'm okay with that because I've been here and I'm gonna be here, but I'm here for the people that need it, and the people that don't need it, they somewhere off in the yacht, living their best life. They don't need to constantly deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying? They go above and beyond it. I talk about astrology not so you can be under it, so you can be over it. So once you over it and you tap into your God level, I am God. My eyes is open. I got my responsibilities. I know what I need to do. Shit, you don't need me for shit. You got it. You know, you and time to go. And if you slip off and you like, damn, I need some spirituality, you gonna come to me or you come to whoever you need for the spirituality. I'm like a Burger King, you know, have it your way right away, but don't come to me for nothing else besides spirituality though. You know, it's just like a
Right, I got you. I
fast
got
food
you. I
restaurant.
appreciate that.
Yeah. But
Just one way. You can have
yeah.
it your way, but it's only one way,
Yeah, it's
really. We
only
just burgers.
burgers here,
I
you know.
got you. Yeah,
But yeah.
I got you. I ain't gonna forget about you when I make it to the top.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
got
but
you.
that was the
Let's
first thing
go.
that I already talked about when the first reading that I have from the Patreon or whatever. I was just like, oh, you know, you gonna be on the forefront, you gonna be on the scene, you gonna be the showstopper for real. Like you gonna really live up to that name, and you like, nah, you know, I'm just, you know, flying to fire, taking care of the kids, and I got the kids, you know, my
Right,
kids,
but
and
I said it ain't
mine.
showstopper like being fabulous. It's like showstopper like they cut all that shit out because one monkey don't
One
stop no
monkey don't
show.
stop the
Stop
show.
all of that. You know
But
what
it's
I'm
a
saying?
double
Knock it off.
it's a double entendre, you know.
Right,
Sometimes
right.
different things, the same thing might have
But you
multiple
can take it however
meanings.
you want to take it. That's why
Ashe,
I like it because you
Ashe,
can take it any way you want to take it. You know,
Ashe.
so I like that.
Cause you say showstopper to me, you like one monkey you don't stop the show. That's your definition. But when I view the energy and shit, I'm just like the show is stopped because you done walked on the scene with your high heels on or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You done
And
shut
that's
down
how I come through.
the
That's
right.
how I come through sometimes. I'm like E40. Sometimes I say high class, sometimes I just brother. You know what I'm saying? So it could go either
It
way.
could go either
But just
way.
let you know, I
Right.
can stop all of this right now. But
Right.
yeah, I appreciate you though.
No problem, man.
It's always good talking to you.
For
Let
sure.
you know, congratulations on your new baby on
Yeah.
the way, and
Appreciate it.
you know, say what's up to your wife for me. I really appreciate y'all.
I'll do that. And you have a good night,
All right,
Showstopper. Peace out.
you too. Bye bye.
214, last but not least, in the least bit, you tapped in with the Hood Mystic. What's going down?
Peace, it's Jade.
What's going
For y'all
on,
that don't know
Jay?
me by name in the chat, it's Supreme Melanoidis. What's up?
What's popping? Last but
Oh
certainly not
man.
least. What's cracking?
Yeah, man. You know, the ancestors come through.
Mm-hmm.
First, you know, I gotta give my love to the mystics, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you, Mama Mystic, Baby Mystics, you know.
Thank you.
Everybody in the chat, much
Mm-hmm.
love to y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I actually missed the live today. I missed the build, so I'm gonna have to go back and watch it.
Sure.
But I decided to call in, and I really been on hold for almost an hour, but I'm not
That's
tripping because all of
crazy.
the conversations is dope.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get all this love, man. That's because the energy that you put out, you getting it right back. You feel
Yeah,
me? So
for
you right. The
sure.
ancestors really love you, most definitely,
Mm-hmm.
because you really doing this work. So we are definitely very appreciative of you.
Thank you.
I did want to call in because I missed the live
Mm-hmm.
on The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, and you know
Mm-hmm.
those are probably like my favorite little segments that you do because you really connect the dots for certain
Mm-hmm.
things, and it's like, yo, I would never have even thought to look at certain things that way.
Right.
Even with Pop Smoke's name, like I knew it was something to his name when I looked up his real name. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, it got to be something to this.
Mm-hmm.
But
It just looked weird.
yeah, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, you a part of this plan, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that was really dope, and it was interesting. Right after I finished watching it live,
Mm-hmm.
I was on Instagram, and my boyfriend had posted on his story listening to a couple Pop Smoke songs. And so I texted him. I'm like, yo, babe, I just finished watching Hood Mystic video. Whoopty
Mm-hmm.
whoopty whoop.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, oh, okay, we're going to have to watch it when I get home. So
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get to watch it last night, but we're going to probably watch it when he get off tonight.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I
Watch
I
that.
really was just calling to share my love for real.
I appreciate that, Jade. You know I
I've
do.
actually been doing that meditation that Dreamwise had mentioned, that waterfall meditation.
I've been sharing that to
Yo,
everybody.
what? Me too. Every
Mm-hmm.
time I talk to somebody, I'm like, yo, you need to do this meditation. Do you meditate? Like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this would be the one for you.
Right.
Because, man, and it's literally been working. You can, like, feel it. And the first night my boyfriend and I did it together, he was like, yo, it's like a cool sensation coming out of your pineal gland. It's literally resetting our whole systems. Like, I mean, everything.
Man, it's
real.
it's such a powerful meditation that, like,
it is.
You do it and then you be wanting to tell somebody like it's a goddamn restaurant on Yelp or something. Like, girl, did you try that new restaurant that opened up? It's one of
No,
them
for real.
things. Like, if y'all
No,
don't
for
do the
real.
waterfall meditation and getting rid of all your negative vibrations and having that shit flood out of your third eye, like, in that meditation, you instantly go into a lucid alpha state. And then beyond that, once you out of the meditation, you feel free and refreshed. Like, that is one of the major downloads that Dreamwise brought to the table.
Most deaf. Like you said, everybody get out the way. Get out the way.
Yo, 1,000. 1,000.
And even the dude earlier who was talking about how to breathe, like while he was talking, I was doing it, and I'm like, yo, this takes breathing to a whole nother level. The science of your breath, like it's amazing. I'm just grateful for being on this journey, you know what I'm saying, and having found your page 2 years ago, like crazy. I've been rocking with you for 2 years, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I appreciate
it's just crazy to see your growth. And I think every time I come on here, I always just tell you that, you know, like it's just amazing to see it and just to be a part of it, you know what I'm saying? Because you definitely encourage me to continue to walk in my purpose because that's what you're doing. To the sister that was on, you know, before me, that's really what Hood's doing. You know what I'm saying? He walking in his purpose, living the ancestors' truth, you know what I'm saying? And in turn, they taking care of you. Most definitely, you know what I'm saying? So we can all aspire to walk in our truth and walk in our purpose, you know what I'm saying? And not even care about the mundane world and just trust that our work is going to show for us in that mundane world, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to call and share some of my love.
Yeah, it's not an easy process, and it requires you to be as diligent or maybe even more diligent than you would be at a 9 to 5. You know, I put more time and energy and effort into this, and, you know, at least at a 9 to 5, I'd be getting $10 an hour. Shit, I might put 12 hours into a video and make nothing out of it. So it ain't never about, it's your time is going to manifest in an indirect fashion sometimes when you trust in the spirit, and your trust in the spirit is, you know, going to carry you through. It's not the existential stuff or the rewards or the incentives. It's just, I'm doing the best thing that I could do in this moment, and I know it's going to work out. And a lot of that might be, I might be lying to my damn self, to be honest, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm claiming. You know what I'm saying? And at least for the day is ringing to be true. So, you know, we wake up every day and we set our intentions and we embody and express our intentions through our actions. So, you know, I made this declaration a minute ago, and every day I just live it up, you know, into that, and I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied with that.
Man, and you do your thing, man. You definitely do your thing. Another thing I wanted to mention too before I hop off. Yesterday, you did mention poverty point,
right?
And I said in one of my comments or whatever that you know, I'm originally from Arcadia, Louisiana. I grew up in Compton, California, and I went back to Louisiana for school. I went to Grambling. And my boyfriend has been telling me we need to go to poverty point. I mean, for years, like for years. And when you mentioned it yesterday, it was really just kind of confirmation, like, okay, y'all need to really go ahead and take y'all butt to poverty point for real. Because I'm in Dallas right now, and when I tell you I don't feel it's connected, it's crazy because I really don't feel it's connected. But I know as soon as I cross that state line back in Louisiana, all of that energy is just going to get back flowing. And because our ancestors are so powerful, man, it's just crazy how being in a different place can really alter your aura.
True, but if you want to tap into energy in Dallas, I would just go downtown, like to City Hall, and then like they statues. So what happens is they never built a statue for no reason. They never put a place like a statue here, like, okay, we just gonna pick a random spot to put this statue at. Okay, this seemed like a good place. Let's put it here. No, a
Right.
statue is a reminder or like a sacred spot, you know, that the ancestors, it might have been a mound there, they bulldozed the mound and put a statue of a, you know, of a Confederate soldier or something like that. And so you
Okay.
might walk past the Confederate soldier all day and then might see somebody from goddamn India or China taking pictures of the goddamn statue, putting their arm around the
Yeah.
statue, you know what I'm saying? Whole family doing a
Mhm.
whole group photo in front of this statue, and you might be none the wiser thinking like, why would a motherfucker come from all the way from Bangkok to goddamn Dallas to look at the goddamn City Hall statue of Colonel fucking Lee? That don't make no sense.
Mhm.
However, when you look at it from an energetic standpoint, they are just siphoning and, you know, trapping some of their energy, taking pictures, having the memory,
Mhm.
and then tapping
Mhm.
into that actual geomantic energy. Because where you think your energy is low, take your ass to Bangkok, China, you know what I'm saying, and be
Right.
surrounded by a
Yeah.
billion motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, and got coronavirus everywhere and shit. So, you
Right.
know, that's beyond low, you know what I'm saying, if you think it's low. But all I'm saying with my share is take a stroll downtown, take
Okay.
notice of the statues, you know, read the inscriptions of the statues, take a picture of the statues, you know, and then if you got time, because but near every statue is a goddamn bench, sit on that goddamn bench,
Mhm.
close your eyes, meditate for a minute, your ancestors would be right there, you know. But we
Yeah.
don't know how they play these games. City Hall, and
Mhm.
then the statues surrounding this goddamn City Hall. But then throughout the downtown, they might have like a financial building, and there'll be another
Mhm.
statue of some nigga on a horse. You know what I'm saying? Another place where you can
Yeah.
tap in.
Okay, I'm gonna definitely do that because while you were saying that, I was just thinking of a few statues that I've seen downtown. You know, just driving past.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I never really saw nothing of it, but that makes so much sense. That
Mm-hmm.
makes so much sense. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure. You know, it's been a little warm here, so I'm gonna take the baby. We gonna
Mm-hmm.
go on some adventures.
Yeah.
So we can go and start tapping in because I really oftentimes feel really disconnected
Mm-hmm.
since I've been here, and I've been here about 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
going on 3 years, and man, I
That's
just been
because you
yearning to get
got
back to Louisiana,
ancestors.
man.
No, but that's because you got ancestors there. You got resonance there. I used to
Mhm.
hate fucking Columbus. When I say hate, oh my goodness, disconnected. Oh my goodness, why am I even here? Oh my goodness. But you know, the longer that
Yeah.
I'm here, the ancestors like um now you see, don't you? And it's a mound. So I live on 161. At the top of 161 is a mound. But if you take 161 west, 33 miles, you get a whole mound complex. Another 10 miles, you get a whole
Wow.
nother complex. And so this is all on Route 161. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just,
Yeah.
it starts off with mounds and it ends off with mounds. So, you know, the whole city is like marked off with mounds. And so I had to go to all of these energies and free all of these ancestors. And now fucking I love
Okay.
Columbus. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Now I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, I'll be wanting to move, but then I'm like, damn, who gonna look after got my goddamn ancestors in my goddamn mound? So I'll be like, damn,
Right.
hey, we might be living in Ohio forever and just travel. You know, because I don't know. It's just such of a place where I once thought I was so disconnected and so foreign from is actually, you know, my homeland. So you
Wow.
you just have to free your ancestors that's there because you there for a reason. You're
Yeah.
not there because you know you can still like you can still tap into Louisiana. I'm not disregarding that, but I'm saying where you at,
Mhm.
there are energies that you can actually free, and then you will find that the place where you at, there is no accidents in the shit. You know,
Yeah.
and
And I'm
once
gonna definitely do that.
you, for sure.
I was because when I had my daughter here, before I even had her, like when I found out I was pregnant, I'm like, wait, we got to move back to Louisiana. I am not having my daughter in Texas. I do not like Texans. I'm sorry, anybody from Texas watching this live, post live. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan.
Mhm.
However,
Mhm.
I was so ready to go, and I wasn't able to just up and move like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I had her here, I'm like, dang, now you a Texas-born child,
Mhm.
but you're really from Louisiana though, 'cause your mom and daddy from Louisiana. So we gonna say you from Louisiana, but that makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm
All
saying? I'm a
your free
definitely,
black wealthy ancestors that's connected to your bloodline, when they got kicked out
yeah,
of the east, they moved to Texas. So they transition souls are still present. So it might get to a point where
yeah,
I could use some more prosperity in my life, and I hate living in Texas, and you not filling in that blank.
right.
You're not filling in that blank. So fill in that blank, understand that your ancestors is there, and they like, hey girl, we brought you here for a reason. You know, Dallas is on the
Yeah.
33-degree parallel. It's one of the most charged geomantic cities on the goddamn planet. This is where JFK got killed, so forth and so
Mhm.
on, because, we gonna ritualize this area. We gonna make this area. Oh, yeah. So, you said you in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that JFK energy, that's really
Mhm.
lit and really strong right now. And what I hear is that people just be walking through there like it's just, a goddamn train
Yeah.
station or something, like they none the wiser.
Oh yeah.
So you can go in
Oh yeah.
particular areas and really, deal with the energy. It's a lot of trauma because a lot of people come there and it's a lot of shock and a lot of like energy there. You can actually free some of that energy up just by taking a little stroll through the park. So much charged energy in Dallas that I wouldn't downplay it until I fully like express my spiritual wings.
Yeah, I'll definitely go and start tapping in because, you just saying that gives me a whole new outlook on it
Mm.
because I've been ready to go. Like,
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
like, babe, we going to move to Louisiana after the summer, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But I definitely wholeheartedly believe it's the reason that I'm here.
Mhm.
So I must be telling the truth, huh, baby girl?
Mhm. Mhm. She happy about that, huh? Yeah.
She is, man. So I definitely appreciate you, man. I appreciate your platform. 'Cause
Mhm.
like I said, you're really encouraging to a lot of people. You really putting us on, you know what I'm saying, like a whole nother wave, a whole nother area of information that a lot of people wouldn't even have access to, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm definitely grateful for you always.
Mhm.
Always here to share my love and my support, you feel me? And I might not always catch a live, but
Oh,
I always
sure.
watch it in post.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you and your dude. Like I appreciate that divine masculine and that divine masculine holding you down and supporting his family, and the fact that y'all watch the videos together. That really, goes right to the core of everything that I stand for. You, your husband, and your baby. Like that's life to me. So y'all
Oh
continue to
man,
do the
she
work.
stay watching it with me.
That's what's up. Y'all continue to
Most
grow
definitely.
together, elevate together. And if y'all need anything from me and mama, just hit us up. We know, how we get down, We
Yeah,
always.
most def. I'm gonna
Mhm.
definitely reach out because I have a few questions as far as on the business end. You know what I'm
Sure,
saying? So I'm gonna
sure.
definitely reach out. I'll send you an email because I have a few things that I'm trying to work on.
Mhm.
But anybody listening, if you are in Dallas,
Mhm.
hit me up. You know, Supreme Melanoidis at Gmail. I'm also on Instagram too. So y'all, let's connect because
Mhm.
Hood Mystic family out here. You feel me?
Yeah, let's and that's very very important. So, whatever business things you have to do, make sure you send that out with me. And another thing that you do is connect with them goddamn rich ass ancestors, man. Like, dang, man, all that prosperity surrounding you right now, you might as well accept it and claim it and begin to open up them portals, and because they want to get off of Earth. So they give you,
Yeah.
they doing like some ransom shit. Like they'll give you anything if you could just free their energy and just send them on their way. Because it's a lot of like trauma and tragedy and, a lot of shit where when you die from trauma, you don't even know that you even passed away. So it might even feel like a stagnant energy. Whenever you feel like
Mhm.
fear or
Yeah.
stagnancy or like I hate it
Yeah.
here, that's an energy kind
Yeah.
of tugging on you, like help me, I'll give you some money.
Ah, dang. I wish I'd known that because I've been feeling stagnant here,
Mm,
man. But that makes so much sense.
no.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
You're a real gateway. So, you got to begin to embody your spiritual powers. And it ain't nothing between you and the world. I feel like a lot of your conversation, a lot of your work is between you and the spiritual realm. I don't know where I was listening to, but I was listening to somebody and they was talking about how our job sometimes is to help people in the spiritual realm. So sometimes it'd be like you can't help these half dead niggas around you. But that ain't the
Yeah,
people you trying to help in the first place, because these people around you got their own shit going on anyway. So if
for
you
sure.
able to just focus in on the people who actually want your help, need your help, and seek your help, it becomes to be your ancestors that died from trauma, that got a lot of resources, the shit that they don't got no use for, a lot of codes, a lot of inventions, a lot of innovations, a lot of ideas that can also serve you in your business. But it's really simple, like, just as a form of meditation, sending them along their way, letting them know like you no longer living, your body is, perished away and you a soul, and it's time for you to go on your journey, and just kind of send them along their way, and they'll give you their offerings. If they don't give you your offerings right away, once they get to where they get to and resonate to where they need to resonate in the astral realm, then they'll come right back to you like, I remember what you did for me, thank you, here goes some money, or here goes some success, or here goes some, love, all of those types of things. Here goes some friendship, here goes some support. It begins to all work out for you. But your connection ain't with the world, it's with the spirit. I don't know where this is
Yeah.
coming from, but it's 12 o'clock, so should get real around this time. So
No, for sure. And I'm definitely grateful for the words, because you said a mouthful, and my spirit is resonating with it, and it's time for me to get up in here and connect with these spirits and free my ancestors.
gosh,
Because your girl been feeling stagnant, so they must have been pulling on
they
me like,
pulling on
yo,
you. They
that's the
surrounding you. They surrounding you.
yeah,
Like, you gonna pay us some attention, or we gonna shut shit down until you see.
okay.
Spirit ain't never gonna put you in harmful situations, but they will aggravate you and irritate you, so you can start to engage with them and help them. Because any help
Mm.
that you do towards the spirit, you can give in. You know how you help niggas out all the time, and then you come down to your
Mhm.
hard luck like, hey, can I get $20? $20, and you be like, nigga, I took your ass to school every single day, 5 days a week, ain't asked for no gas money. I need $20, and you looking at me crazy. Okay,
I'm saying.
that's nigga relationship, but spirit relationship is something completely different. And as spiritual beings, it's part of our role. Not all of us, but some of us, and it seems as though this is for you. Our roles is sometimes in helping them. So please take my words to heart.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. I'm man, you don't even know. I can't say how grateful I am of you,
Mm.
man. For real, for real. But
Same
I'll let you
here.
go.
Same here,
I,
Jade.
I'm I'm gonna tap in every time I can catch a live.
Sure, sure. And give me a call and give me an update on, the spirit travels and things of that nature.
Most definitely, most
Okay.
definitely.
So you have a great evening. You send my love to the husband. Hold it down.
Most def.
All
Talk to
right.
you soon.
All
Peace.
right. Peace. That has concluded another episode of Tapped In with the Hood Mystic. We discussed the full moon in Leo, Sun, and Sidereal Aquarius. Basically, the overall gist of this thing is that you can't make nobody happy until you happy within. So instead of focusing on making other people happy, make sure you focus in on making your own self happy. And with all of that being said, thank you to all the callers for making this an epic event. Thank you for all the people in the chat for keeping people interested. Thank you for all the watchers who was watching the video, helping out my algorithms and things of that nature. And, I talked enough. I'm done talking for the weekend. I might not say another word all day Saturday and all day Sunday. So, I'll see you guys on Monday morning promptly at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm thinking I'm doing more of like a full moon meditation. Might do some Richie Rich stuff. I don't know. I'm going to be creative on Monday since we're dealing with the full moon energy and setting the vibes right. So I'll see you guys Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll get into the build with the daily energy readings. My gratitude can't be expressed in words. So hopefully my gratitude can be expressed in positive vibrations and positive experiences in your life. And if you are going through any difficulty, any spiritual advice, or need any spiritual help, please feel free to reach out to me at hoodmystic@gmail.com for all articles, all information pertaining to all things Hood Mystic. Please visit hoodmystic.com. So peace out to the family. And I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend and a wonderful